Hello. Why is it not showing up? Is it private again? No blurb today. Only reacts. Please tell me my stream's not private again. No, it's public. Why is it doing that? If my stream is... Okay, there we go. Good enough. Yep. Ow. My knee is absolutely killing me. My goodness. Yeah, I might need to move my stool. I am not... I am surprisingly not dehydrated. I am something much, much worse right now. Something worse than dehydrated. Let me move my foot to rest. I need to like bend my knee in such like an awkward position. Like, I essentially need to move my leg so it's bending backwards, so it won't hurt. Like the pose where you have like your knees together and your legs behind you. I have to do that so my knees don't kill me. No, that's because I fell off a ladder onto solid floor 2 years ago. That's not because I'm dehydrated. But I am drinking. La da da, la da da. Shh. Da da da, da da da, da da da. I should probably at on Discord. La da da, la da da. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? What? Hello VOD, hello chat. How is everyone doing the day after no important holiday happened? Uh hello. Oh, I need to fix that cable so I don't hit it again. But hello. Ah. But since it is the day after 4th of July, I can insult the US once again. There we go. Had to snap the cable back into place. But hello. But do you want to know what is worse than being dehydrated? Hmm? What could be worse than that? Uh, the fact that Something worse than being hydrated is the fact that I have been awake for over 35 hours. I have been awake since yesterday morning, so I have been awake for 35 over 35 straight hours. I have had just a teensy bit of caffeine over the last 30 hours, something hours to keep me awake. Hello, hello. So I've had like four glasses of caffeinated water to keep me up, and I have a feeling it's gonna be another 20 before I sleep. But also, I am not even that tired, so I think I've stayed up longer than 30 hours before. Mainly, it was to watch an anime. I think I stayed up like 3 days in a row to finish an anime in one sitting. So, uh, this time it was because I needed to edit and then I was gonna stream, but then editing took like so long and it was already like something like 3 a.m. by the time I finished. So I just figured might as well just stay up all day. And I'm gonna repeat that probably. As long as I have enough caffeinated water, I think I'm good to go. Um, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I think I was finishing Death Note, and then like the anime where a girl. No, not that one. It was an anime where I feel starts with a K, but it's an anime where a girl gambles and like willingly loses, and like if you lose money, you're like a pet. It's just like a K, I think. I watched those two like one sitting that I stayed up like 2 or 3 days for to finish like a bunch of anime. I think I also watched Your Lie in April during those 2 3 days. So time for probably another all nighter. Yeah, just like a K A K something maybe. But yeah, uh, I for someone who has not slept in 35 hours, I have pretty normal energy. I think like I'm definitely not super energized, but yeah. That that one I watched a few years ago. I stayed up all night for, and yeah. So if I am extra forgetful today or extra slow, it's it's probably the 35 hours of no sleep being a little extra hard on my brain. So that's probably the reason. But let me move my keyboard a little bit. There we go. Okay. I should have everything set up. Today we are. Do I have a list? No, I do not. Okay. Okay. I'm basically gonna be watching a bunch of like USA related stuff, like banned USA foods, banned foods in the USA, mistakes, Southern food, that kind of thing. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I spent way too much time editing. So now we're doing today. Oh, also, hello. Howdy, howdy, partner. Uh, I for I I completely forgot. Nice, a whole month. I completely forgot the weather was so bad earlier. I looked outside the window and lightning literally struck right in front of me. So that's great. It was so loud, the thunder and the lightning. Jesus. ah, hello, hello. But yeah, the weather has just been absolutely great. I wish I could say the same. The weather here, ay. The South in the summer is god awful. Last year, a tornado like literally grazed this. I think it grazed my roof. So yeah, me and storms don't get along, even though they sound so soothing. But let's get into American things, starting with bum 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 bum. Wow, is this the right one? Yeah, yeah. Ah, I have like my eyelashes have been bugging me so much. How do they hurt your bones? I mean, they hurt my ears sometimes. Also, I don't know why, but for being in like the deep south, I heard only like one thing of fireworks last night, and it was right before it turned onto the 5th. Like usually they count down at like 12 a.m. on July the 4th. I didn't hear a single thing all day, and then like 3 minutes till July 5th. Firework. I don't know why. I think they forgot what day it was. Because usually it's just like non-stop all day, all night. So I'm surprised it was so quiet. Thank you, thank you. I am a really good Foley artist. But I should probably stop yapping because I at least plan to finish all the videos on in the USA category today, which is like 5 hours worth. I'll I may have to split up. I don't know, but I'm doing an all nighter anyways, so might as well make some content doing it. But okay, oof. Let me do my intro, and then we shall get started. Hello, pumpkins. Hello, YouTube. My name is Mystic. Welcome to Mystic Reacts. Today we are watching 10 culture shocks. 10 culture shocks foreign tourists have when they visit America. Now, if you can't tell by my lovely lack of an accent, I am American. I am Southern. Born and raised. Yes, YouTube. So, also, this video is, I think this one's like 5 to 7 years old. So, it's it's gonna be entertaining to see how out of date this might be because it's so old. Hello, hello. You made it just in time before we start the video. But this video's like a few years old, like 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Totally different culture shock than what might be now, but yeah. So I am looking at this with the eyes of a southerner and not a foreigner. So let's see how true these culture shocks are. Or if I didn't realize they would even be a culture shock. I think the main one is the lack of health care that the foreigners will have. So let's see. Thank you for the hydrated. Thank you. Getting me lots of caffeine because I've had in the last 30 hours I've had 3 packets. Each are 80 milligrams. So 80 plus 80 plus 80 is I don't know how much, but I've had that much since I last awoke. But let's get into the video and see what these cultures talk. I said it a lot. Aw, man. Switch those numbers around. It could have been a funny number, 420. Well, at least that's not too much, though. That's still a healthy dose for this bat. Let's get into the video.
Hey there, fellow travelers.
Hello.
Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're in Springfield, USA. Yes, the home of the Simpsons. Well, actually, not the actual home of the Simpsons. There's actually about 20 or 30 Springfields throughout the U.S. This just happens to be Springfield, Illinois.
Have I been to Illinois? No, I could not even point to Illinois. Maybe I could. I don't know. I have. Illinois is the north, right? I've not been to the north.
And today what we have for you are 10 things that are going to shock you about when you come to the U.S. Because there are things that do shock people when they come here. You know, how many flags are flying all around every single city, and how many
even
Starbucks and McDonald's are in every single city. And the Americans actually eat cheese that's in a can that they spray in their mouth. What the heck is that?
Okay. I doubt it's real cheese, but that and those Ritz crackers as a kid, so good. So good. It is yum yum. Yum yum. I wouldn't eat it now, but it's yum yum when you're a kid. Tastes tasty.
And look, no need to refrigerate.
I'm not even talking about the I always refrigerate that. Did I? I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know. It's been ages.
Which is also a shocking kind of thing. Today we're going to focus on our 10 things that shock foreign tourists when they come to the U.S. So let's get started, okay? All right, so the first thing that's going to shock you when you come to the U.S. are the sizes of the U.S. Now, when I talk about sizes of the U.S., I mean the actual size of the U.S., this country is huge. I mean, it's the size of a continent, okay? When you want to get around. But also the sizes of the food you get here, the portion sizes, free refills. Oh, my God, it's soda without end. But also the size of the people. And that's why I really kind of focus on the size of the U.S. as that first kind of shock. Because I'll meet tourists that are coming to the U.S. and they're like, oh, I'm going to fly into New York, just rent a car in New York, drive down to Miami, and then drive over to Las Vegas to do some gambling. That shouldn't take so long.
Hope you have a whole year.
Country. What you need to realize is the U.S. is huge.
Big.
That drive from New York City to down in Miami is going to take you 18 hours straight of driving. That means no potty breaks, no getting food, no getting gas. 18 hours straight. Oh no, of course, no construction, no traffic jams, nothing like that.
We love our traffic jams.
1,300 miles, or about 2,000 kilometers, just from New York to the tip of Florida. And then if you want to go from Florida to Las Vegas, well, that's another 4,000 kilometers. And it is huge distances when you are traveling the U.S. And that does surprise people when they realize this, wow, this is a lot bigger than traveling around Germany. Well, yeah, Germany, you can take the train around and see everything.
Tiny
US,
countries.
You just really can't do that. The distances are just too big. And of course, with those sizes, I said the portion sizes here. One of the things I love to see is when people realize that we have free refills in the U.S. If you're getting soda,
trust me, you would not love to drive around the U.S. It fucking sucks. It sucks. Each city is it's like an hour to go through. You're stuck in traffic for like an hour. Every road has construction because the roads are awful. There's always construction. There's always detours. There's always crashes. It is not. Our roads are awful.
can, but a fountain soda, when they pour the soda for you, if you go to a restaurant, most of the time your Coke, your Pepsi, your Mountain Dew, which has super caffeine stuff, your Dr. Pepper or root beer, which foreigners tend to hate, but we Americans love, it's free refills. You just get more and more and more. So you only pay once and you get all the soda you ever want. Sadly, that free refill stuff doesn't count for alcohol. Dang it. But the thing is that free refills, but also the portion sizes here in the US kind of explain some of these things, because you'll see is when you're going to get your McDonald's.
Yeah, I am from the South. At the road, to drive on southern roads, you have to go on the other side of the road. You have to go on the wrong side of traffic just to avoid potholes the size of your tire. Otherwise, you will go off the road.
Some of these things, because you'll see is
when
you're going to get your McDonald's or whatever
sidewalk.
In Germany, you get the large there, okay? The large is a half liter. Well, the large
half
in
liter.
Europe is just a medium here, because here you can get literally larges that are like this big. It is insane, the portion size.
I get large waters.
When you go to restaurants, sometimes you'll think, man, there's enough on one plate to feed 2 people. Yes, there probably is. So just know when you're coming to the US, you might pack on a few pounds or kilos or stones, whatever, whatever.
What is it, American 15 or something?
Because there is a lot of really big portion sizes, but there are a lot of really good food around here in the U.S. No, it's not just McDonald's. We go to other places too. And then the third of those size things are the size of the people. Yes, there are a lot of husky, as I like to call myself, husky, fluffy Americans. Yes, we do eat a lot, and no, we don't go around a lot. We're driving a lot and things like that, and so you will see a lot of big people here. But the thing is, not every American
I got some
is a
big stuff right
fat
here.
slob like me, okay? There's all kinds of shapes and sizes of Americans that you are here, so don't just think every American just goes to McDonald's and gets fattened up. That's just me, okay? So just know that there are this size.
I mean, it's becoming more common. That's for sure.
Right? Now, the second thing that's going to shock you when you come here has to do with those people. It is the people. Look, there is this rumor that, Americans are just fake friendly. No, Americans really are super friendly.
No, the fuck they aren't. What Americans are you meeting? Southerners are the fakest motherfuckers. Southerners are the fakest people you will ever meet in your entire life. Like, Southern hospitality is an act. It's a ploy. It ain't real. The moment you go away, they will insult you. They will shit talk you. Like, that is not a real thing. I do not know. All I know is Southern hospitality is just not a real thing. Like, I have seen people be like, "Oh, so nice to someone." The moment they leave, what was it? What was their problem? What was that attitude? Ugh, they shouldn't do that. That's just blah 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 blah. Why do they do this? Why do they do that? So at least Southerners, not nice, fake people, insanely fake. Okay. I've never been to the North, so I don't know if they're fake or not. But Southerners, Southern charm is only a charm. It ain't real. It ain't real.
Where you go, people will try to help you. They'll show you around. They'll say, "Hey, which restaurants should you go to in this town? What site should we see? Hey, I'm lost."
And then they'll say, "What an idiot," after you leave.
Really nice from the U.S.
They'll say,
and in different parts. You go to Minnesota, they're insanely friendly.
You know what they'll say after you say, "Hey, I'm visiting here. Where should I go?" After you leave, they'll say, "God, I hate what this state is becoming. So many damn tourists everywhere. I'm tired of it. All these people moving to my state. It sucks. All these tourists. Damn." Like, no. They are not nice. Only on the outside they are. Not when you leave.
People are really nice from the U.S.
No.
In different parts. You go to Minnesota, they're insanely friendly. In the
Never been
South,
there.
They're insanely friendly.
No, they're
The
not.
thing is, people need to understand is the U.S., we do help each other out.
No, we
ask,
don't.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how's it going? How can I help you?
But
These are
that's just
normal
surface
things.
level.
And
We
that
don't give a
service
shit.
kind of scares tourists when they
It's
come.
just
They're like,
fake.
I just walked in the store and they're asking me, how can they help? I don't even know what your store has yet. How can you help me when I don't even know what you have?
That's all just
Look,
for
just know that
the
in the US,
appearances.
we're
That
all
ain't
about service. We're
real.
going to ask you right away, what can you get? What do you need to drink? What do you want to order? Can I help you with your clothes? What are you
That's
looking
just
for?
basic
That is
customer
just how we work
service.
here. Another thing is when you look at the
iMistic.
U.S., you're going to have a big mix of people here. There's no one American. You know, you always have these stereotypes of this or this or this of Americans.
You can tell this is
Americans
from a
come
few
in all
years ago.
shapes, all sizes, all religions, all colors, all creeds, all hairnesses, because honestly, the only fake stuff you see in the U.S. are the artificial colorings. Like you're going to see like the Fantas and
Oh, this is not. America is becoming less and less like that. It is. People don't like how diverse this country once was. They don't like it, unfortunately.
and the sodas and the cereals. You're like, wow, those colors like glow in the dark. Yes, the artificial coloring thing here, that's the fakeness of the U.S.
They
The
don't have that
friendliness of the people,
everywhere else?
that's not fake.
No, it ain't.
They're awesome.
It's fake.
So we're in Las Vegas now, and the third thing that's going to shock you when you come to the U.S. is ID, please. I need some
absolutely.
identification, please. The fact that people have to have an ID to buy liquor and buy cigarettes in the U.S.
Hell
Because in the
yeah.
U.S. you have to be 21 to buy alcohol and 18 to buy cigarettes, and basically you have to look like you're 4.
Hell yeah. I love having the freedom to probably get a gun at 18, go to war, but I can't fucking drink to 21. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And yeah, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell the upbringing with these
Buy them
things.
without them asking for your ID.
Because
So
I was
make
the
sure you
lower,
keep your passport with you. So
lowest
if you're gonna buy
class
stuff, you have that.
American.
And it's not just you, the person buying, the people with you, they might need an ID too. All right, we've left the desert of Vegas. Now we're here on the coast here in Florida. And the fourth thing that's gonna shock you when you come to the U.S. is the price is never actually what you pay in the U.S. Now in Europe and other countries, you already have this VAT
donation
value-added tax
roundups.
that's already put into the price. Here in the U.S., we have what we call sales tax, which is added on after you buy the product. So if you go to a
Selfie
McDonald's
stick.
and you say, oh, I'm gonna get a
Yeah, this was
hamburger
7
on the
years
dollar
ago.
menu, I've got $1, I should be able to buy it. No,
No,
that
no,
$1,
no.
then you gotta put the tax on top of it. It
And
can be anywhere
tip
from, I don't know, 7 to
or roundup
15%.
for donations.
Some states have it, some states don't. It can vary between locations. So that $1
states don't
cheeseburger
have
or
it?
hamburger can actually cost you $1.10. It gets really frustrating when you think about it, because it's not just sales tax that gets added onto a price. If you go out to a restaurant,
And really, Alaska doesn't. Also, tax can change depending on the item. Like, I think food is different taxes, electronics are taxed differently, certain services, like, taxes can change even on the item in the same area.
you also have tipping, and
Yep.
tipping in the U.S. is
Or would you like
traditionally
to round
between
up
15
to
and
donate
20%
on our
at a
behalf
sit-down restaurant.
so we don't have
So
to
think
do
about
our
it. You go to a sit-down restaurant, right?
legally
So
obligated
you get a
donations at the end of the
$100
year?
bill. Okay, I got a $100 bill in my hand, and the bill for the meal is $100. I should be
$120.
fine. Oh no. That $100, well, you got to add on another 10% because of, well, taxes, right, and sales tax, and then another 15% on top of that for tipping. So now your $100 bill for a dinner is actually $100.
Isn't it 20% now? Ugh. This is why I don't go out to eat. I also just don't have the time or the money. But this is why I don't go out to eat. I hate American tipping culture so much.
And
It's so stupid.
$25.
Let's pay
I
the
know
workers
people might
on
not
your
agree with
behalf,
tipping,
big
but that's how it
company.
works in the U.S. They're not paid a great wage, but they make a lot more money on tips, and that's why you get this good service we kind of talk about sometimes. That's where that comes from. Now, the fifth thing we have that shocks
exploiting
people is when you come here,
employees.
you think, oh, the U.S. is so developed, they've got all this
No.
stuff here, they
No,
must have
not.
good public transportation.
No.
Good and public transportation in the U.S. do not go together.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some cities that have decent public transportations. Chicago, New York, Boston,
Very
big cities.
rare.
You probably can get some decent public transportation.
Probably can't leave
within
the city, unfortunately.
But a lot of places out there, there's either no public transportation,
not
or
even
very
sidewalks.
limited transportation, or public transportation that a tourist would not want to ride on. I would say that does get kind of frustrating. We're like, wait, you got all this stuff, but you know what? You gotta drive everywhere. Anyway, the sixth thing.
I wonder why that is. I wonder why our transportation's so bad. I wonder why we're so reliant on cars and oil and gas. Wonder why that is. I don't have the cluest of ideas. I didn't say that right.
It's going to shock you when you come here are the toilets, and specifically the public toilets in the U.S. Look, I know I talk about toilets a lot on my videos, and actually one of our fans made a video just me saying toilet, and all these different places. But I'll be honest, when you come to the U.S., public toilets are free. There's tons of public toilets, and restaurants have them free for everybody.
Yeah, free,
the thing
like
is,
freedom.
public toilets in the U.S. are usually kind of gross, but what I think is funny is when you look at toilets in the U.S., I get a lot of friends of mine coming from around the world. They're like, oh my God, your toilet has so much water in it. And yes, the U.S. toilets do use a lot of water. Now, they're starting to get the lower water content toilets, but there are a lot there. So you're kind of like, oh my God, am I supposed to wash my feet in the toilet here? Or do I go to the bathroom in it? It's kind of...
Are y'all in like a medieval world? Y'all's toilets have water in them? What? Y'all don't have fucking water in your toilet? What? I cannot imagine paying to piss in public. Like, I know some stores here have, like, customers only, but, like, actually paying to piss is insane.
Crazy. And probably another toilet thing that shocks people is when you go to a public place and they have toilets, there's so much space between the doors. Like, you can literally look through the crack and see who's in there doing their business, what business they're doing.
You can literally
what book
see someone's
reading, okay? Because you can look through the side of it, and then underneath, there's like this much of a gap underneath, so you can see, oh, are there feet there? But literally, you can see everything. So
you can
public
see
toilets really are quite
sitting
public when you are there, and that does kind of shock people when you are there. But what is cool is you do have the toilets all over the place. They are free everywhere around the U.S., so that is a really cool thing. So we've moved from the sunny coast of Florida to the sunny coast or banks of the muddy Mississippi River. And the next shock we have for you coming to the U.S. are the Americanisms when you...
Are you from Mississippi? Because you're the only miss whose piss I want a sippy. Okay.
Come here. Look.
The what?
To the sunny coast or banks of the muddy Mississippi River. And the next shock we have for you coming to the U.S. are the Americanisms when you come here. Look, there are things that are typical USA, and part of that is USA.
That's not Americanism. That's like nationalism. That's I would say that's nationalism more than just like Americanism. It's okay, dude. Okay.
Say yes, one of the Americanisms here is the patriotism in the U.S. You will see the flag flying all over the place, and the people, they love America. You will see that, and some of the kind of quirky things about Americans when you do come here, you will see, and just America in general. You know, I talked about the toilets. Well, one of the things about the toilets is by the toilets you always see this kind of silver box next to it, and people are bending over at it. You're like, what's going on here? It's a water fountain, okay? We like to give away free stuff here.
Okay, I thought he meant like the hand dryers. I was like, they don't have that either? Okay, water fountains. They don't have water fountains? All I see about Europe is like running water that you put a pour bottle in. Is that not considered like a water fountain? Where it's like streams? I mean, that is another Americanism. Tent folding is a American uh hobby. It is an American thing that that is indeed American. That's as American as it gets.
In the U.S., whether it's free water or free bread at a restaurant, or go to a Mexican restaurant, you have chips and salsas until you vomit, and you don't have to pay for it. I mean, there's so many Americanism little things when you're here with the flag. How much we love it? You'll have American flag t-shirts. Heck, you can have American flag undies. Okay? You know, we joke about, oh, Americans and their fast food. Well, literally, there is fast food all over the place. And yes, we do have McDonald's everywhere, but we've got more than McDonald's. You've got Culver's in the Midwest. You've got In-N-Out Burger on the West Coast. What a burger in Texas.
I mean, they're all just kind of the same. They're all fast food. So you're not really proving a point. It's all fast food that you're mentioning. Mainly burger
Shake
places.
Shack in New York, and you have all these fast food places all over the place with their super huge drinks. The large holds 1 liter. I believe that's what you people call liters, okay? And and liters. Well, there's a whole thing right
We
there
have
that
2
Americans
liters.
don't get. Do you know the only way Americans know the metric system is because of our soda? This is a 2 liter of Pepsi. This is a 2 liter of Coke. And you know what? That's how we know liters here.
Yeah.
It's by our soda sizes, okay? Otherwise, we use gallons, we use feet, we use inches, we use miles. That's how they do it here. And a lot of tourists have a hard time with that when they're trying to figure out, well, how much...
Was that audible? I did that as a bit. I think I did that a little too loud. Was the sound I did after feet audible? Was that audible? I really hope my mic cut out for that part. I hope y'all didn't hear what I said. Okay, good. I did not make any noise that I would be worried about getting clipped.
Okay? Otherwise, we use gallons, we use feet, we use inches, we use miles. That's how they do it here. And a lot of tourists have a hard time with that when they're trying to figure out, well, how much is a gallon? A gallon is about 4 liters, just so you know. Okay, it's like 2 of these out there. Oh, in the U.S., how you get great quantity discounts.
Christmas
See this
crunch.
Coke? This was $1. See this Pepsi? This was $1 at Walmart. Love you, Walmart. And let's not forget about the Walmarts out.
That's like $3 or $4 now. For an on brand, like the off brands are $1.
Out there,
Inflation.
24-hour shopping. Think about it. Yesterday, my oldest son.
24-hour shopping. How it's like 5 or 7 years old. 24-hour shopping. Yeah. After COVID, we are never getting 24-hour shopping back, because they realized they could close that and not have people they wouldn't want in their store at 3 a.m. hanging around. 24-hour shopping was so good. I remember, like, the day before Christmas at like 3 a.m. going to the store to buy Christmas presents for everyone, and just absolutely rushing at 3 a.m. and it was snowing and the blizzard was coming. That's long gone now. Are they even open on Christmas and Christmas Eve anymore? I don't even know. Golly.
24-hour shopping? Think about it.
No.
Yesterday,
I
my
don't want to think
oldest
about
son
it.
spilled ketchup all over himself, crashed his skateboard, and ripped up all his clothes, and so he really had nothing left for today. So guess what I did at 2 o'clock this morning? I went to Walmart and got some Coke and Pepsi, and I got him clothes at 2 a.m. And we love it when we come here, and that's why tourists love it when they come here.
Not
From the
anymore.
friendly people to the 24-hour shopping to the
They ain't friendly.
cheap soda. Hey, I know you can
It
drive
ain't
those
cheap
20
no
hours
more.
from Florida to Illinois if you have a couple of these with you. Woo-hoo, go a little crazy. But that's the thing.
And the
is,
gas.
There are these really fun Americanisms when you do come here, and that's one of the things. All you watching, if you have those funny Americanisms, please put in the comment section below, because we're gonna make more videos on funny little American things when you are here. But anyway, I guess I'll go into the next kind of shocking thing when you come to the U.S.
Okay.
And our 8th shocking thing, we're gonna go back to that metric system that we only understand. the soda, it goes into the driving. Okay, here in the U.S. people get shocked about the driving, and I know I talked about how there's a lack of public transport and you have to drive when you are here, but when you do drive when you're here, you will be shocked how big the roads are, how big the cars are. Oh, and also,
Don't
they're
get me
all
started.
automatic, okay? If you can find a stick shift, good luck. And yes, you do miles per hour here, not kilometers per hour, miles per hour. And the speed limits, they change all over the place, and you never know when. It's like, oh, it just changed, and the cops get
I mean, you can see the signs and know when, or on your GPS, you know when. But do y'all have like consistent speeds? Like, if we go into town, it drops like 20 miles. Like, out of town, it's like 40. In town, it's like 30, 25, and just goes down. But I hate highways so much. I hate anything more than 2 lanes going one way. I hate. It's such a pain.
you. Oh, there's a shocking thing. You know, some countries, they just have the camera that takes pictures when you're going too fast. We have that some places in the U.S., but most of the time, you have the cops sitting on the side of the road with their radar guns watching you. Now, oh, you've gone too fast, and the sirens come on, and they drive down and pull you
do
over.
that in other
It is quite
countries?
the American experience to be pulled over for speeding, so don't speed.
That's an American thing? Wow. I can think of one thing cops do that's American.
When you're here, and there are some other little things that are different. Here in the U.S., you can take a right turn on a red light. So if you're sitting there and you can take a right, you get your blinker on,
It might
and people
say
are honking
no right
at you,
turn.
it's because they want you to take a right. Now, make sure you look to make sure the traffic is coming,
Hello.
but you can take a right on red. And the thing is, we Americans love our cars. I mean, it's the most liberating thing. When you're 16 years old, 16 years old, you can get your driver's license here, and so you get your 16 license to drive, license to live. Oh yeah. And that's part of the U.S. culture. We eat in our cars, we drink in our cars. Soda, don't drink and drive. The cops will throw you in jail. They don't care what country you're from. You will go to jail. Don't drink and drive.
Not for long if you're
drink
American. They'll let you
liters
right
of
back
Coke
out.
and Pepsi. And so the 9th thing that's going to shock you when you come here to the U.S. Oh, we're here in Boston, kind of the heart of history of the U.S. and the American Revolution. And the 9th thing that's going to shock
I
you when you
wish
come
we
to the
had
U.S. is you will see a lot of homogeneity, i.e. that means like everything's kind of very similar everywhere you go, but also you will see definite different cultures.
What is he getting at?
And culture and history in the U.S. We get tons of comments saying, oh, the U.S., there's no culture there, it's just McDonald's, and there's no history there, it's too young. No, there is.
I mean, there is history, but like, our culture comes from other cultures moving here. That's where most of our culture comes from, is other people bringing their culture here and adapting it to the area. So our culture is other people's culture, just a little adapted. But like, I mean, if you go to a state, you're gonna see the same things. Like, if you're in the same state, of course it's gonna be the same. Like, every state's like its own country. It's not gonna change that much in the same state.
There is history and there is culture here.
I mean,
well, on the other side of it, there is a lot of homogeneity. So when you go travel around, you see the same stores. You'll see, oh look, there's an Old Navy. Oh look, there's a Sephora, and you'll see the same stores again and again. And it gets kind of repetitive, especially when you're going into the suburbs and kind of the newer cities.
That's just regional stores. Huh?
The
What?
newer towns, it really looks like, I mean, I can't tell the difference between going to one city in one part of the country versus another when you're doing that shopping experience or hotels and things like that. So it does get kind of shocking when you're like, what town am I in? It seems the same. But having said that, there are distinct cultures and regions here in the
Hotels and
U.S. that
stores
does
ain't
shock
gonna
people.
change that
Because you
damn
come
much.
here to the Northeast, to New England, you know, they have definite different food. You know, you gotta have the clam chowder, and they have the, what they call
Yes.
the the New England Shield, where they don't really talk to the people, but they're friendly once you get to know them. Or you got the South, where they got that Southern hospitality, where they feed you for days and give you tons of food.
You know that what they're gonna say afterwards? After you eat all that food? Damn. Damn, really. You're eating a lot, huh? Third plate? Hmm. I see. Saves them for the rest of us, huh? I spent all the time cooking and you're just gonna eat all that?
And ask you how you're doing and all kinds of stuff. Or you got kind of like the cool, kooky West Coast that's out there. There's definitely different cultures here in the U.S. and it does shock people when they drive around and realize, yes, a lot of the stuff looks the same, but the people are different in different parts of the country. So just know that, yes, this homogeneity will shock you, but there are different cultures out there because, yes, there is fantastic history here in Boston and great museums around the U.S. The Getty in L.A., the Art Institute of Chicago, the Met in New York. I mean, you can have great history, you can have great art, you can have great culture when you are here because this is a big melting pot of the world. And the 10th thing that's going to shock you when you come to
Yeah, the reason there's so much culture is because it's a melting pot. That's how we have. I wish, you know, I'm glad he's calling it melting pot because that's no longer how we look at it these days. Unfortunately, it is no longer the melting pot of the world. It is melting people out of the world. It's more so
the
what it
U.S.
is now.
are the hotels. Look, you can actually get a good medium priced or even lower priced hotel here in the U.S. There are tons of hotel chains here, you know, Hampton Inns and Holiday Inns and all these kind of places, and it's very standardized. Okay.
Holiday Inn is good. Holiday Inn is like a luxury to me. I'm used to like motels that you're lucky if they even vacuum the floor, where there's stain, there's an odor, maybe someone's hiding out in the closet. Holiday Inn, that's fancy talk. That's fancy talk to me. City boy.
If you get a double room, you can probably put 4 people in there or 40 people in there because the rooms are a lot bigger. When you get 2 double beds,
No,
you get a double room, it'll have 2 beds, i.e. 2 big beds. There's no 2 single beds pushed together like in Europe, so you have all this extra space when you are there. Now, one of the things that kind of shocks people when they go to the hotels here in the U.S. is it's kind of like the relatively cheaper the hotel is, the more stuff they give you. You go to a cheap chain hotel or a medium priced chain hotel like a Hampton Inn or something like that, and you get free Wi-Fi, you get a free breakfast, like as much breakfast as you want. They're gonna have a pool, all kinds of really cool stuff. No resort fees. Oh my god! And then if you go to like an expensive, nice hotel.
What the fuck what are resort fees? That's out of my tax bracket. What are we talking about? What are resort fees? The reason why cheap hotels have free breakfast is because it's basically just cereal in boxes, maybe some like sausage patties and pre-made biscuits. It ain't expensive stuff. The free breakfast is just to get you through the door. It ain't good stuff. Times like these, you just realize how different the tax brackets are. Uh, I I wish I could know what it would be like to be an upper class. Holy, like I would say I was probably one of like the lowest class. You'd probably
Hotel
be.
breakfast? Oh no, you get to pay for that. Oh, you want internet? Oh, that's $19 a day. You're like, what? Oh, the
Where
pool.
are you
Oh, if you want to use the
going?
pool and do the fun stuff, you need to do the resort fees and pay extra. You're like, wait, I'm paying triple the price for a nice hotel and I actually get less amenities.
Why do hotels have events? You're there to sleep. It, what?
When I go there. It kind of boggles your mind. So when you come here, just know that you can actually stay in some of these.
I, I have never seen a floor that goes up to 13 floors, so I don't know how true the 13th floor thing is. I haven't even seen anything with like more than like 10 floors, so I can't really comment on this. I would never go on a cruise. Never.
Hotels, and it's not a
Never,
problem
never, never.
whatsoever. Okay, read the reviews about them, but
Ice
you know,
machines,
get
yeah,
one
they have
Holiday Inn
that.
Express. It's pretty much the same throughout the country. Remember that homogeneity of number 9? That really does come out in the hotels, but they are clean, they are safe, and there is a lot of.
What does he mean by that? It's a hotel. It's not gonna be that different. It's gonna have beds, maybe a microwave, maybe a fridge, maybe a safe. If it's like upper, it'll have like a AC on the side and a bathroom. That there's not really a whole lot of freedom to change it up in different states. Am I confused? There's not much room to to, to go outside the box with hotels.
Price options out there, so just know if you want a lot of the free stuff,
Like,
actually
yeah,
go to
there's
the cheaper ones versus the more expensive
family
ones.
owned, but
Locations
that's still
and
the
kind of cooler
same
rooms,
look.
maybe, but make you pay for a lot of things. So it's kind of shocking that, wait, I get less for more or more for less? Yes, I know, the U.S. with our stuff, it's kind of crazy. Anyway, those are our 10 kind of fun things that might shock tourists. If you want to learn more, check us out on our website at waltersworld.com.
It even shocked the American because you can tell how dated this video is. Let me check. What year was this from? What year was this from? 2016. Yeah, that explains so much. November 7th, 2016. Right before the world went to well, before the country went to shit. Yeah, that explains so much of everything in the video. The fact that it was 2016, that explains everything. That solves all my issues with it. That explains so much. Okay. Well, YouTube, until next time, bye-bye. Wow. Jesus. 2016. How I miss it. Oh, we didn't know how good we had it. Okay. Let me go to the next one. It's by the same person. Okay. Let's see. Now this one's gonna be personal to me. Kind of. Let me change the name. 10 ways to piss off a southerner. Let's see if it works. Hello YouTube, hello Pumpkin, my name is Mystic, and welcome to Mystic Reacts. Do you want to know 10 ways to piss off a southerner? Well, me too, because I'm a southerner, and I don't know what those ways would be. Yeah, it's that everything went to shit. What year was this made? Before I commentate, what year was this made? 2024. Okay. 2024. Keep that in mind, chat. Keep that in mind. This is modern day. So I can be more harsh. This is modern day. Like, stuff wasn't that good, but like it is a golden year in comparison to now. But let's see if these 10 ways are accurate, coming from someone who was born, raised in the South, whose family is very Southern, has been Southern since the 1800s, 1700s. My family is OG. I have tracked my lineage to the same state since like the 1800s, 1700s. So, I am as Southern as an American as it gets, baby. Let's get into the video. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. Like, subscribe, and comment down below what I should watch next. And comment down below if I have a Southern accent. I hope not.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're back in Savannah, Georgia, in the South. And today we have
I been to Georgia?
Are things that tourists do when they come to the South that kind of irk the locals. And I want to start with this one. If you're flying in or you're driving down and you pass that line to get into the South, you got to remember this. If you make eye contact with someone, smile. Because honestly, if you make eye contact with people, because you know, you made eye contact.
Just, if you make eye contact with someone, just do this. Just like look down a little bit. Just like an agreeance. That's all you need. No one cares that much.
You saw them, they saw you, we know you saw us. Just smile. Smile, hey, that's fine. Because if you don't, you kind of like look away or look weird. People are like, dude, what's wrong?
Is he from the South? I don't know if I can trust him. I don't know if he's from the South or not. Cause like, I don't really give a shit. But maybe it's because I'm not very social. Maybe that's why.
Wrong with that guy, and it kind of like it's rude. It's just rude, okay? So when you make eye contact,
well, don't stare at us.
They don't bite in the South, all right?
Yes, they do.
Smile and say
yes,
hey,
they fucking,
and then be on your way. And kind of following along with that, another time you're going to upset the locals who are in the South is if you avoid trying to make small talk at the checkout line. Look, I don't care if it's Publix, Piggly Wiggly. I don't care if you're going to Starbucks. You gotta have the small talk.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I am a Southerner. I never, ever, ever make small talk. Like, the only time I ever make small talk is if I am interested in the person behind the cashier. That's the only time I would even consider it. And even then, I would just, like your glasses. Okay, bye. That's the extent of it. Don't talk to us. It's all an act. Plus, if you're not from the South, if you're a tourist, they already hate you. If you're a tourist, they already hate you. That they don't want you to talk to them. So it would probably only make it worse if you talk to them.
Because that's what you do when you're at your checkout line. It's a
no,
thing
it's
here.
not.
And if you sit there, zipped up, I'm not talking, I'm not making eye contact, nothing. That is not a Southern thing.
Yes,
they
it
will
is.
talk to you. Even if you don't want to talk, they will still talk to you. So you need to talk with them.
They will get the hint.
They're going to share their story about their mama, their grandma, their friends. Way more oversharing
fuck
than
their
you
family.
ever imagined.
I don't give a shit.
It's just the way it is here. And if you don't try to do the small talk, they're going to think you're some kind of weirdo. So
well, maybe I
practice your
am.
small talk before you come here so you can fit right in, all right? Because
no.
you don't. Rude. Another thing that will upset people when you come to the South is you complain about the slow pace, or especially the slow pace of service. Because bless your heart.
What the fuck are you on about? The amount of times I have heard my old Southern grandparents bitch about how slow their like checkout ladies being, how slow the waiters being, how slow the drivers are being. We don't have patience here. We don't we don't wait forever. Well, what do you mean by that? What?
If you do complain about it, that slow service might get even slower. Look,
I
you're
mean,
coming to the South to relax.
well, yeah, don't complain to the people, but you can complain to your friends. You can complain to your family. Obviously, if you say, "Hey, worker, you're being slow as fuck," they're gonna slow down. That ain't a Southern thing. That is a "you're being rude to staff" thing. That ain't Southern.
It's hot, it's humid, you don't want to move quickly, you'll just sweat more. So sit back, relax, and don't complain about
You
slow
want to
service
move
because the
quickly
people in
to
the
get out of
South
the heat.
take the time to enjoy life,
No,
enjoy
they
those
don't.
drinks, and enjoy
No,
their
they
time
don't.
together.
So one way
They
you can really
fucking
tick off a
hate each
Southerner
other.
is by not using your manners. Seriously, think about the way you would treat your grandmother, and that's the way you should treat everyone
Okay,
around you. Holding the door.
that one is true, cause Southern old ladies, Southern grandpas have a fucking ego. They have a huge ego. The whole respect your elders thing is very alive and well. That is the one thing that's true, because they have huge egos. They have huge egos. You can just don't talk out of turn.
For the person behind you. Say please and thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Show some respect. That's how we do down here, right? Another thing that upsets Southerners is when they order sweet tea and you just offer them some sugar packets to go in the unsweet tea. That little.
I mean, it's. I mean, yeah, that's not Southern tea, but like, my family would just get sweet tea and put more sugar in there. That's what they do. So I mean, it's it's not unheard of for Southerners to do that.
Dixie crystal packet thing is not going to make sweet tea. So if you don't have actual real sweet tea brewed with like actual sugar already in it, just hand them a glass.
But why would you make the tea? Why would are they visiting you? Are the Southerners visiting you? Or are you visiting the South?
Glass of water.
Why would
Now,
you have
another
the
way you
tea?
can really upset your Southern friends when you come down here is refuse to eat at that shack on the outskirts of town that just says barbecue painted on the side.
Okay, fair enough.
Look,
Those are good.
I'm going to give
Those
you a
are
little hint.
good.
When you come to the South, you will have the best barbecue from the most random places. Yeah,
Okay, I agree
it
with
might
that.
be a shack on the side of a gas station. It might be
Usually called
a
shack.
barbecue pit in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be awesome. The locals will come from all
Mm-hmm.
over to go and eat there. And if you're thinking, well, unless it's in a restaurant, I wouldn't eat barbecue there. I frown upon this. Well, then you're going to miss out on some of the best barbecue in the county and probably some of the best banana pudding.
Oh, my family has a generational family banana pudding, but the best barbecue places you can't eat in. They're like maybe a 10 by 10 store that is drive-through only. They serve pulled pork and buns. Maybe banana pudding, maybe mashed potatoes, maybe macaroni and cheese. That is the best barbecue you'll ever have. Okay? Insider tips.
You can even imagine, all right? So don't
It
be a
is so
fool,
good.
okay?
It's
Don't
so
be like,
good.
oh, I don't go there because your locals, they're not going to like that and you're going to miss out.
Yeah.
So one way you can really upset a Southerner is to even remotely imply that SEC football is not light. Because let
What the fuck is SEC football? What is that?
me tell you, Saturdays in the fall, we are all about football. Do not think
What
that
is
you can come
that?
down here and insult football or talk about Big Blue or OSU or anybody that isn't part of the SEC. Because even when it's like SEC rivalry,
I'm not the demographic for this. When I see OSU, all I think of is the game OSU, where you tap. I don't know any other context other than that game. Huh? Huh? What? Am I too sleep deprived to understand that? Only thing I understand is peg. Rest of that I don't get. But Osu,
We'll
Osu.
put up with that a whole lot better than we can put up with you talking about great football somewhere else.
I
And on
don't know
Saturdays in the fall, you may
about
hear
this. I
people
don't
say
I don't give a
something
shit
like
about
War
sports.
Eagle or Roll Tide, but we all know what it really is Go Dogs.
Oh yeah, and to go along with
I don't know
that,
what that is.
yeah, you're probably gonna upset them if you confuse Southerners with Floridians. Look,
Yeah.
Florida is its own
Yeah, Florida is its own thing. It is not a part of the South, but I don't really care about that. But yeah, Florida is its own breed of crazy. It is. It is its own breed.
crazy world. Yes, it's located in the southeast part of the United
yeah.
States. But yeah, Florida and Floridian Southerners, yeah, Southerners will not take kindly. If you're not sure why, just search Florida man and your birth date on Google and you'll kind of understand why they don't want to be associated with Floridians, okay?
Well, that's
Another
'cause
way
they
you can
have
upset locals here in
very
the South
public
is if you
laws.
kind of think your version of a Southern classic is way better than anything you find here in the South. I mean, one of the biggest examples I see in the U.S. is when you go to New York City and there's
Never
Magnolia
been.
Bakery. It's a fine bakery, don't get me wrong, but everyone talks about you have to get their banana pudding. It's unbelievable. I've gone there. I've had it. It's nice, but I would average it about average here in the South. And I mean, I'd
I
rather
don't
go to
see
the,
any
remember we
banana
talked about
pudding.
the shack on the side of the road.
Are you
Their
gonna
banana
show me the
pudding,
banana
probably
pudding?
10 times better, okay? And it can be other things as well. You know, I mean, I live in Illinois,
Family
and
made
people are like, oh,
recipe,
Illinois barbecue, we've got
million
it
times
good. I'm
better.
like, really? Do we? Do we really have it better than
Only thing I can think about when I think about people eating barbecue for the first time is seeing British people eat barbecue. It is the funniest thing ever. It's like they learn taste, they develop taste buds. Ooh, good luck, good luck. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Good luck with tomorrow. Good luck, good luck. Thank you, thank you. Bye. But it is so funny seeing like Europeans eat barbecue. You are missing out. You are missing out. I would say the best southern foods you will ever eat: barbecue, pulled pork, sloppy joe, fried chicken, anything with meat, and banana pudding, and it's really I think that's about all. Anything that has pork is the best thing you'll ever eat in the South. Maybe I'm biased because I love ham, I love pork. It's so good. But the chicken's good. Just any meat in the South is the best thing you will ever taste. Especially if it has sauce and you eat it with your hands. Best thing ever.
Georgia or Alabama? I don't really know about that when we're talking about Southern barbecue. And that's one of those things the locals will just kind of roll their eyes at you and be like, oh, bless your heart with your Illinois barbecue. So another thing you might do that irks a Southerner is kind of mislabel certain states to make them Southern or make them the Deep South. Like the Deep South, then we're talking Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. That's the Deep South. And then you can say, okay, the states that kind of go with the South, right? Oh, you got North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee. Yeah, some people say Kentucky's in there. Texas, it's not Southern, but it's definitely the South. So you have that.
I mean, Texas definitely has Deep South vibes.
And then there are states that people are like, really? I don't really know if that's really the South. We're talking like the Arkansas, Oklahoma. I mean, Missouri. I mean, I know Missouri plays in the SEC.
What is the SEC? I don't know what that is, but Missouri, I don't know where that is. I'm guessing it's probably like Midwest, maybe. Probably. That's probably my guess is where it is.
For football, but let's be honest, Missouri is the Midwest. So just make sure you're
right.
having the proper labels for the states you're talking about when you're talking about the South.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that might get them is if you don't appreciate the Southern way of shopping, and that means not respecting the Piggly Wigglies, the Publix, the HEBs, those local grocery stores where you go and get the boiled peanuts, the briskets, and all the great food that's here in the South. Yes, they have national chains here, but honestly, you got to go to the local places. And if you don't respect them,
Publix ain't a local place, it's a chain. What?
whether it's Piggly Wiggly to get those boiled peanuts, or you're going to get the sandwiches at Publix that are awesome,
that's
going to kind of turn them off, because those are the good places to go shopping and get your groceries when you're here, all right? So
no, it's
don't
not.
blow them off. That'll piss off the locals.
I'm gonna. I feel like this guy just called me poor in every way. Publix is like. It is like the rich person's grocery store in the South. Like, Publix is like the rich person's store. Like, there's Aldi's, and then there's Walmart, and then there's Kroger, then there's like maybe Costco, Sam's Club, and then there's Publix. Because Publix fucking jacks their prices so much. So does Kroger's. Anything that isn't Walmart or Aldi's in the South is expensive. And those aren't local. They're chains.
For sure.
They're Southern
more serious
chains.
Note, something that really does upset the Southerners when you come down here is you kind of like imitate their accent and just kind of assume that everybody in the South is stupid.
They are. They are. As a Southerner, I mean, I kind of fit the stereotype.
Slow, and they're all rednecks and stuff like that.
I mean, they are. If you leave, if you leave the city, like the capitals, then yeah, almost everybody is gonna be a redneck flying a Confederate flag. If you leave the main cities, that's basically how it is. That's not really a wrong assumption. Like, yeah, there's people who have common sense, but it's kind of getting fewer and fewer. So
I'll tell you, I've traveled all over the world. I've traveled all over the U.S., and believe me, there's stupid people everywhere. There's rednecks everywhere. The South is no different. There are people that are like that, but it's not everyone. And if you start going around going, yo, I'm going to talk like this, no, just don't. Because that is not going to make you and ingratiate you with the locals when you are here. So just be aware of that, okay? Because it really does upset the locals here.
You come here, you think you have like heat and humidity and bugs in Michigan or wherever the heck you're from.
Yeah.
You come
Southern heat is no joke. It is awful. It is so bad. It is humid. It is hot while still being rainy. It'll be raining, hot, humid, and you're dying of heat.
Here, they're like, the bugs are the size of pterodactyls. I'm not kidding you. We have palmetto bugs that are...
I don't know what that is.
That big, and they fly. They are roaches. They are tree roaches, and they fly.
Cicadas?
I like them. I feel like they're like pets. You could put on, a string and walk them around if you really wanted to.
I never heard of whatever
really
she's talking about.
And heat and humidity, you have it hot in Arizona.
No, they don't.
Humid in the Midwest, along the Mississippi maybe. You put together like Death Valley hot and humidity of, I don't know, some
dry
tropical location and put them
amazing.
Here. That's what we have
Humid
in the South.
heat is
you
awful.
will melt. Your mascara will run off your eyelashes. Your hair will be frizzy no matter what you do. It's okay.
It's not going to be frizzy. It'll be like damp. It'll be flat because it's so humid. It's not going to be frizzy. it'll be like oily and flat because you're sweating so much, and the humidity takes like all like the fluff out of your hair. What? Am I wrong? Huh.
Live in this. So when you come here, don't sit there and tell me you got bugs and you got heat and humidity. We got it all, and we got a plethora of it. We're happy to share. Come, enjoy the humidity. It keeps the wrinkles away.
No,
So
it
I hope this
doesn't.
helped you know
No,
a
it
bit
don't.
better how not to upset your southern friends when you travel to the south, whether you're going to Louisiana, enjoy New Orleans, or you're here in Georgia, South Carolina, wherever you go in the south, this can help out. And if
I'm not sure I agree with everything on the list. Or maybe I am just a unique breed of southerner. Maybe that's the case. Who knows? If you are a southerner, let me know down below if you agree or disagree with what he says or what I said. Let me know down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye. On to the next one. A lot of that kind of really wasn't all that annoying. Okay. This one. Thank you. I'm very tough. You agree and disagree. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me and disagreeing with him. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. Change the title. The biggest mistake is tourists make in the USA. Coming here. That's the biggest one. You don't want to be here, and most of them don't want you here, so not really a good time to visit. Okay. Hello YouTube, hello pumpkins. My name is Mystic and welcome to Mystic Reacts. Today I'm watching another USA video. The biggest mistakes tourists make in the USA. For starters, coming here. Second, coming here. 2, 3, coming here. You don't want to be here, trust us. It's not a good time to visit the States. Maybe wait a few years. Probably best if you wait. But if you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe, and listen to the video. For reference of my credentials, I am a southerner, born and raised. So let's get into the video.
There's Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're here at Mount Rushmore, and today we're going to talk about some of the little mistakes that tourists make when they come to the U.S. And the first mistake is getting upset when the Americans count continents a little bit differently. Here in the U.S., we have 7 continents: North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Antarctica, and Australia. And the thing is, other places around the world, sometimes they combine North America and South America into...
How does that work? How do they have different classifications for continents? Isn't a continent a pretty, like, non-debatable thing? How are you combining it? Huh? I feel like that's kind of... I thought we all agreed on that. 4 and 8.
The Americas, and they only have 6. So don't get upset if we count a little bit differently here in the U.S., all right? Now, let's see some more of this beautiful country to talk about some of the other mistakes you might see. So now we're here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and my next mistake that I see tourists make when they come to the U.S.
Have I been to Wyoming? Maybe.
is thinking that no one will understand them when they talk smack in a foreign language. Look, you can talk smack in German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese.
Here's the thing about Americans. Hell yeah. It doesn't matter what you say. They will just assume you're talking shit. Here's how it goes. Either one, they think you're talking shit, or they think you're talking about doing crime if you're speaking in another language. At least in the South, that's pretty much how it always goes in a Southerner's head. Either you're talking shit, or you're going to commit a crime. That's basically how they think. So, I don't know what his logic is, but that's kind of how I've seen it.
Chinese, whatever, and you may think no one's going to understand you, but you'll be surprised how many people actually will understand you, okay?
No, they
I mean,
won't.
I've been on trips. I remember we were in New Orleans. My buddy and I were sitting there, and these two guys were talking about these girls. They were speaking German, and they were talking about these two cute girls up there, and the two girls turned around, and they're like, we had German in college, and they're like, oh my goodness. It was pretty funny. So don't think you can go around and talking smack in Italian or Portuguese or Japanese or whatever, and you won't have a local be like, dude, we understand what you're saying. Now, I'm not saying everybody will understand, but don't think it's going to be a secret.
They probably won't. Also, what year? Yeah, I don't know why these subtitles are so broken. What year was this? 2020. That explains it. Everyone was learning something. They were bored during COVID. That makes sense. Okay, that explains it. 2020. Got it.
Language, just in case, all right? Now, another mistake I see tourists make when they come is they get really upset when people...
Is it in Spanish? Why are my subtitles in French? What? English. Why did it go to French? What?
But don't think it's going to be
also,
a secret
why are they just not
language,
working?
Just in case, all right? Now, another mistake I see tourists make when they come is they get really upset when people ask for their ID when they buy alcohol or cigarettes. Look, you don't, I know, and lots of places around the world, you never have to show an ID. If you look like you're older than 15, they're like, sure, you can buy that. In the US, that's not the way. The reason why they're so strict with it, if they get caught selling without asking for ID or they sell to someone that's underage, they can get a really big fine, and people don't want to pay that fine. So it's just, hey, look, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to get a ticket. Can I just see your ID? And the thing is, it's not just the person buying. They could ask the ID for the person with them, okay? So have your passport with you. Have an ID with you that shows your age. If you're going to be buying alcohol or cigarettes, even if you look like an old fart like me, sometimes I have to show my ID still, okay? So take it as a positive. You just look really young, okay? And when you're talking to those locals, another mistake I see tourists make is they don't ask the locals for advice. Look, when you're in the U.S., we're very gregarious people. We like to talk.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Every Southerner I've met is always in a rush. They don't want to listen to some random foreigner ask questions. They don't. But okay.
We like to share. We like to tell
2020.
you, oh, this is the greatest place to get this. The best steaks down the road here. But if you're going to get Rocky Mountain oysters, they've got them right there at the Albany. And so you want to take in the local flavor, right? So you got to ask the locals. And the thing is, a lot of us now, we use the TripAdvisors, we use the Yelps, and we base everything we do on that, which a lot of times is good, but wouldn't you want to know from an actual local versus a lot of tourists just writing reviews?
No.
So make sure you take the time
I don't
to talk to the
listen
locals.
to
Don't make the mistake of ignoring them.
annoying
Take
Southern
in their
local.
advice and learn, because you might find out that, oh yeah, you can actually go to this museum, it's free on Tuesdays, and you can go.
What fucking local has the ability to go to museums? Yeah, this is a different tax bracket than I'm used to. Anyone that I know is like working 12-hour shifts, has no time to do anything, doesn't want to be out past a certain time. They want to go home, they want to sleep and get ready for their job. They don't go to restaurants, they don't go to museums, they don't travel their own city, their own state. They don't have time for that. Huh?
Get really good food here, and they've got actually free beer samples over there. I'm like, free beer? Hold on. Because honestly, if you go to Ybor City in Tampa, you want to make sure that you get the right Cuban sandwich when you go, because you got to order it the right way when you're down there. And the locals will help you out with that. Now, another mistake I see, and I've talked about this in other videos, but I think it's important to talk about again, is the mistake of not tipping. Look, I would say not tipping and then giving some excuse. In the U.S., servers, bartenders, waiters, waitresses, they make their living off of tips. You are not going to change the system by saying,
but we should try and change it. The system is ass. The system sucks. If a restaurant can't pay them minimum wage or more, they shouldn't be a restaurant. In the U.S., military recruits go to middle and high schools. That's where they go.
I don't agree with tipping. This is wrong. I will never tip. They should get paid more. This is me saying that they should get paid more. I'm not going to support those business owners that are doing that. Look, you're not doing that. All you're doing is being cheap, okay? You like the food, how it's cheap in the U.S. Well, part of that is because they don't have to put on the service charge and pay the waiters and stuff as much, and so they have lower food prices.
No, it's also because they cut corners. They cheap out. They don't. They make everything unhealthy, so everything's cheaper. That's not.
So therefore, it's up to you to tip. So 15 to 20% when you go to a sit-down restaurant, that's a typical tip in the U.S., okay? So don't make the mistake of not tipping, because I guarantee if you go back to that same restaurant, they'll remember you. So I'll leave Cheyenne here, and let's go see more beautiful parts of the U.S. So continuing on with our mistakes that tourists make in the U.S., we're here in Atlanta, Georgia, and my next mistake I have for tourists is they don't buy the insurance package.
What's the difference? I mean, the recruiters probably are recruits, or they maybe were at some point. So I mean, tomato. They'll try and get you to do pull-ups and then get you to sign up. They're probably military themselves, I would assume.
When they buy their plane tickets. Look, your insurance back home may only cover your insurance back home. Make sure you have insurance for your trip, not just in case the trip gets canceled, but also for health insurance purposes, because health insurance and health issues in the U.S. are crazy expensive. You need to go to the ER, you could be out a few grand, okay?
A few grand? More like a few $100,000. Is a grand 1,000 or 100,000? Because you'll probably be out a few hundred. Or if you're lucky, maybe 10,000.
A lot of times when you buy international tickets, they'll give you
You'll
the
be out a
option
few
to
hundred.
get extra insurance when you do that. Make sure you pick it up, or talk to your insurance provider
I would
back
hate
home
that.
to see if
I
your
would
insurance
throw up.
will be working there. Because man, I mean, having a few $1,000 bill on your credit card can be a bit tough, okay? So just have a heads up for that. Another mistake I see tourists make is they don't sign up for the loyalty programs. Look, here in the U.S., we love our loyalty programs. Yes, I'd love to collect my miles so I can get a free flight. Yes, I would love to collect my hotel stay so I can get a free night in a hotel. Yes, I'd love a free upgrade because I'm a member of this program. Or my personal favorite, hey, if I'm a member of your hotel thing, I get free internet? Yes, yes you do. So make sure if you're going to be coming to the U.S. and you're going to travel around, sign up for those loyalty programs. Maybe you're going to be Hilton Honors or Marriott or IHG, whatever.
How rich do you think
if you're
we
here for
are?
2 weeks, it adds up very quickly, and so you might get a night or two for free in a hotel, or an upgrade to a nicer room, or free waters, or free.
That's like hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars to reach those levels. I am not the tax bracket to watch this.
Wi-Fi, it does make a difference. And the thing is, those loyalty programs, it's not just for Delta Airlines and Marriott hotels. No, they have that for stores and restaurants and things like that. So make sure you do sign up for those to get the benefits, okay? Because those little benefits add up over time to make a big thing. Another mistake we see is people don't look for the deals or just ask about the deals. Look, there's going to be coupons for all kinds of stuff you go to
Not
here
anymore.
in the U.S.
No.
For example, we went to the Georgia Aquarium, one of the best aquariums in the world here in Atlanta.
Coupons are basically dead nowadays. Only thing that really exists are like apps giving you discount. Coupons, basically dead. Or if they exist, it's like maybe $1 or $2 off. Coupons, nah, they ain't what they used to be.
Okay, and we went there, and they're like, wait, it's almost 4 o'clock. Why don't you go buy your ticket online and you can save $10? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here in line wanting to pay you right now. They're like, no, go on your phone and buy it there and you can save money. I'm like, I didn't.
The employees told you that? They must suck at their job. Because why would they not want the extra money? Why would they not want the extra money? I feel like they probably got reprimanded after that.
Know that. That's why it's important to look,
They probably got
but
in
also
trouble.
it's very important to ask, do you have any specials? Do you have any deals? Are there any discounts? Because there really are a lot here in the U.S. It can be a Groupon kind of thing. You can do that. I know, even if you're ordering
I
pizza.
want donuts.
Let's say you got a family. Oh, we just need one large pizza. That's $19.99. Well, what you should do is ask, hey, do you have any specials today? And they might have, well, we have 2 medium pizzas for $10.
Yeah, probably
right? That's
that.
a lot better deal.
Probably for
Little
data.
things like that, they're all over the U.S. If you're here in the
collard
summer,
greens.
your can of Coke might have a discount to a Six Flags or an amusement park.
What? Why would a can of Coke have a discount to an amusement park? Where are you traveling? Where are you going?
So you do those things to kind of save a little money. And as tourists, when they come to the U.S., they might not know about these things. So make sure you're looking, and also make sure you ask. Your hotel might have discounts yourself. Hell, this restaurant behind me here, we got a 10% discount because our hotel knows the people. They gave us a card because we asked. So make sure you do that. And the last mistake I want to talk about here in Atlanta,
fried chicken.
I'm here in Atlanta, and you think Atlanta, Georgia, it's hot, it's humid, it's horrible. Well,
want a
yes,
fried
in
chicken
July and August,
sandwich.
but not in January, and not in February or December or March. Or look,
Huh?
yes, I'm here in Atlanta, and you think Atlanta, Georgia, it's hot, it's humid, it's horrible. Well, yes, in July and August, but not in January, and not in February or December or March. Or look, the mistake is people.
Seasons exist. Do they forget seasons exist? I wasn't paying attention. All I can think about is chicken sandwich. Yeah. All I think about is chicken sandwich. Do people not know seasons exist? What do you mean? Like, of course it's gonna be cold in January, February. What?
Choose the
That's
wrong
common
times
sense.
to visit different places in the U.S.
Seasons.
You really need to look and make sure, is that a good time to visit? So, for example,
Seasons.
Atlanta. In the summer, when it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius and a bajillion% humidity, it's not fun here. I'm not going to lie to you. This town is
Seasons.
awesome, but not when it's freaking 100 degrees and 100% humidity, okay? So you think about it. If you're
Nowhere's good in the summer. Everywhere sucks in the summer. What? It's not an exclusive thing.
in the southeast, hurricane season from July to November. Minnesota is a gorgeous state to visit, but do you want to go there in February when
I would love to go to Canada in the winter. Like, the running joke in my family is that I should live in, as when I was a kid, they would say I would live in Alaska and still wear shorts. That is the joke in my family. Is I'm so hot-blooded because even in winter, when it was snowing, I would still wear shorts out because I'm so hot-natured. Even in the winter, I still burn up. So I would love to visit Canada in the winter. I would love to. Because I love cold areas. I need snow. Elephant.
It's freezing cold and lots of snow. I mean, these are things you got to think about. And the thing is we get tempted to go.
Seasons are so intense in America. Like one day it's snowing. I'm pretty sure it was hailing this week. And at the same time, 100 degrees. So we have snow and rain and heat. We had like a heat advisory and hail. Seasons are intense in the States.
Go to places because we get a cheap airline ticket, but you might not get as much bang for your buck if you go there in the wrong time of the year. That's why it's important to look at the seasons. One of the mistakes I see a lot of people make is they go to Disney World between Christmas and New Year's. That is the busiest time of the year. That is like the worst time to go because they don't know. So make sure you're.
What do you mean they don't know? How is that not common sense? Seasonal holidays are going to bring seasonal events, seasonal people off work, busy locations. How is that not common sense? That feels like a common sense thing to do. Like, I'm planning on going to a different country. I'm looking up every single holiday they have. I'm looking up every single month what the weather's like. Even months I know I'm not gonna be there for, but like I should still know what the weather's like. I should still know what national holidays are, when everyone's off work, what the work days are like. That feels like common sense to look up those things when you go somewhere. What?
Checking to make sure that you have the right times to visit places because they make a big difference. Anyway, let's leave Atlanta and go to someplace a little more rural out there to enjoy some more of the U.S. and some of the mistakes we all make when we come visit. So now we're here in Jackson, Wyoming, and my next mistake that I see tourists make when they come visit the U.S. is they don't pay attention to their surroundings. I know if you watch the news, it seems like that there's something bad happening everywhere in the U.S. all the time, and that's just not the case. Okay, the U.S. in general is a very safe place to visit, and you'll have a great time, and you really won't have to worry.
Not if you're a minority, it's not. You learn how to plan a trip? Huh? In American schools, you learn, yeah. You, like, even our, financial classes are optional. Like, I had to request to take a financial class in middle school. I took a financial class. I took a typing class in like elementary school. I took typing class. I took it in middle school. I took typing. Those things are optional, pretty much. So, yeah. What year did you go to the U.S.? Because if I had the choice, I would not be in the U.S. right now. But, I mean, if you stay in, like, the main cities, and you do, like, main city things, you don't travel too much, I mean, it probably wouldn't be too bad. Just don't go off the beaten path, pretty much. Don't go down to the rural cities, and to be good.
Too much, but that doesn't mean you don't need to pay attention when you're walking around cities or you're exploring national parks. You do need to be aware of your surroundings because that magic fanny pack doesn't protect you here either, okay? So make sure you're paying attention when you're going to your hotel. Ask them, hey, are there any parts of town I shouldn't be going to or I should avoid if you're going to be out exploring?
Why would they tell you the truth? If like that's something I always think about is people who like ask like employees, oh, what's wrong with this? What should I avoid this? Should I not do this? Like when it comes to like things that would, I don't get why you think the employees would tell you the truth. In my opinion, I remember. This is not really on topic. I remember a family member asking about, oh, is this phone better or is this phone? Like they're always going to choose the phone that is better for them if they're paid on commission, whichever one their store is promoting. So like, I don't really understand asking people those things.
Going to the national parks and stuff like that.
They're not going to want to make their town seem bad if they rely on tourists. They're not going to want to do that.
You know what? They say don't go off the path for a reason. It could be rattlesnakes, it could be bears, it could be, just for safety's sake.
That is a huge
Just
bear.
make sure you are paying attention to your surroundings. And if you're looking at hotels, you find hotels that are super, super cheap compared to the other places that you're finding, there might be a reason for that. So do make sure you're paying attention. Now, since I'm here in Jackson, I probably have to mention something about the national parks, because Grand Teton National Park is right up there, and Yellowstone National Park is just a little bit farther north of here.
Never been to the
state.
Tourists
make, if you're going to be going exploring a lot of the National Park Service sites around the U.S., make sure you pick up the America the Beautiful pass. Basically, it's a year-long pass that lets you in.
Is the one that has the president? Was that real? But if you go to National Park, watch out for people living there, or people trying to kill you, or kidnap you, or assault you. That's my advice to watch out for, not to get passes, just to keep an eye
Service, sites and parks and national monuments and stuff like that. And if you go to 2 or 3, it really pays for itself, and it makes life so much easier when you have it. So don't make the mistake of not getting that, especially if you're going to be out here in the northwest of the U.S., which has a lot of really beautiful national parks that you can go and enjoy. But honestly,
I don't really
it can help out anywhere you go. Now, another mistake I see tourists make when they come here, and there's some restaurants behind me here which made me think of this, is don't make the mistake of not asking for a doggy bag. Look, a doggy bag is when you have the extra food after you eat, you can take it home. Because I'll be honest, a lot of places...
Who calls it a doggy bag? It's takeout. Ask for a takeout box. Just, hey, I've got leftovers. Can I get a box to go? Yeah. I feel like I'm being so harsh because I disagree with them so much already.
The portions they give you are enough for 2 people. I mean, that's why I weigh as much as 2 people, because I eat 1 American serving, which is the biggest 2 normal person servings. So don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy to ask for a doggy bag or a to-go bag or a to-go box and take it back to your hotel, microwave it, heat it up.
Why would you be embarrassed? You paid for it.
Because you will get a lot of food. So I have seen a lot of tourists going, well, we don't ask for doggy bags where I'm from. I'm like, well, you're in the U.S. now. It's totally okay. And some of those places might actually throw in you some more bread rolls or something like that as well. So why not get 2 meals
paid
you
for?
Stuff when well, just pay for 1 meal, but actually get 2 out of it, okay? Now, another mistake I see tourists make, it's when it comes to driving. And I know in my don'ts videos and shocks video, I talk about the distances, so I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about are the little driving nuances in the U.S. that sometimes travelers don't notice or don't know. One thing you'll see is in some places, not everywhere, like in New York you can't do this, or New York City you can't do this, but turning right on a red. In a lot of places in the U.S., you actually can turn right on red. If there's no traffic coming and if it's safe, you can go. It's almost like a yield when you're taking a right turn. Now, it's not everywhere, so you need to have a heads up for that. And some places will have a special sign saying, no right turn on red.
Right.
But that is some things that sometimes you might be sitting there waiting to turn red, and people might honk at you, and you're like, what? The light's red. That could be one of the reasons why. Also, another thing, left lane driving. Look, if you're on the highways, if you're slower, you stay to the right, you pass in the left lane. I know this is how it is in a lot of countries, but it seems like when people travel, they forget that. Now, another mistake I have for you here in Jackson is don't make the mistake of believing all the stereotypes you hear about the U.S., okay? I know you think...
I've never really tried tourist food, so I don't know how the sizes differ. I just know, like, I guess I've been to one touristy restaurant, and I did not eat the food because it sucked so much. So, the tourist food is not as good as the real stuff.
Don't make the mistake of believing all the stereotypes you hear about the U.S.
Maybe
okay?
do.
I know you think everyone in the U.S. eats a pound of bacon for breakfast and then goes shoots their gun in the afternoon.
I mean,
that's not the
pretty
case.
accurate.
I mean, it's not everybody from California is a surfer dude, and everybody from the Southeast is a redneck, and everybody from New England is so prim and proper, and the Midwesterners are all shucksy. Yes, there's a lot of stereotypes out there about the U.S. And one of the things I always tell people, go travel and meet the people on your own, because it doesn't matter if you're in the Pacific Northwest or the Southeast, the Northeast, the Midwest, or wherever in the U.S. Americans are actually super friendly people. And they're going to want to help you. They're going to want you to go see these things. They're going to want you to know more about their country and see more of their region. And
this is 2020. This is 2020. This is so fun to look at in 2016. I don't think I've ever caught a fish and kept it. Cause I used to do a lot of fishing when I was younger, and we always just caught and released. But that's just kind of it's more of a hobby. No one really catches them to keep that much because license and stuff. Yep. Well, for at least in my opinion, Southerners are very unfriendly. They are very conservative, Christian, very unhappy seeing foreigners. And especially in the year 2026, people are not very happy seeing people come to our country. So, I would say that these stereotypes, at least for the South, I can't speak for anywhere else, are getting truer and truer by the day. So, that's my own opinion on that matter. Because from what I've seen, and I would say as a Southerner, I get the most unfiltered image of how Southerners act to foreigners once they leave.
They're going to give you the helpful tips about, hey, this is where you want to go eat. This is not the place to go eat, because they're the ones they're going to hook you up with a really good local food. So make a friend with some of those locals.
They don't want you to cause a line.
You do drive around, and don't believe the stereotypes, except for the friendliness, because there really are a lot of friendly Americans. So that's what I have from Jackson. Let's go see another beautiful part of the U.S.
One of the big mistakes that I see people make when they come to the United
States been to Georgia?
Is that they just come here and they go to the big cities, New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta.
That is the correct way. That is, in my opinion, the best way. Because, like, the smaller cities, unless you're moving here, there's not much, there's no real reason to go there. Like, there's no reason to go to, like, some small town just to experience the culture. If you want to see big cities, go to, like, Houston, LA, go to Houston and LA. You'll still get the American experience and probably a better experience, if we're being real. You'll probably get a better experience than if you go to, like, random rural towns.
Cities with a whole lot to offer you, but nearby those big cities are smaller towns.
Yeah.
If you're not checking those.
Jacksonville, Florida. Oof. Yeah, small towns are not built for foreigners. Not recommended as someone who is in a small town. They would not. They hate to see foreigners move here, travel here. Yeah. It makes no sense. If you go to a big city, you will probably get a better experience of the state and the country. Small towns are small for a reason. There's not shit to do. So if you want to go to LA, go to LA. Don't go to random California cities. It ain't worth it.
You're missing out on some really great programming, small town festivals, and
who gives a shit about programming and festivals? If they want to see like tourist events, let them.
Really good Americana. For instance, not too far outside Atlanta is the Elder Mill Covered Bridge. It's in this lovely area, and we're only an hour and a half away.
It looks
went to a really
ugly.
great farmers market yesterday that had all sorts of arts and things. So just by leaving those big cities for just a day to see,
they have those things in big cities too. They have farmers markets in big cities. They have events in big cities. Arguably more in big cities because more people are there. There's more people to host events.
Something interesting, you'll find a whole new side of America. Related to that,
not the side you want to see.
Of not getting off the interstate. You come here, you have to drive in America to really see it all, to get a real good flavor of what there is. But when you do that, you tend to get on the interstate and you go from point A to point B. Get off the interstate.
No.
Get off the interstate, get on a back road, get on a highway that's like kind of like a Route 66 kind of.
That's a good way to end up on the side of the highway with no gas, no signal, no service, and no passerbyers. That's a good way to get stranded. Don't just go onto some random road you've never looked up. Yeah. I don't like driving. My car is not working, so I don't have much options in the matter. But in America, you kinda don't have much other options.
When you're going from
unless you just don't leave the
LA,
house.
and you get to see these small towns and get a whole new flavor of the United States. You'll discover a lot of hidden beauties as you come around this great country of ours on the back roads. And as you're going from one state to the other, there are often visitor centers, especially if you're on the interstate, but sometimes on the back roads there'll be a small kiosk and stuff with all sorts of information about nearby activities, whether it's outdoor stuff, hiking, biking, things like that, or festivals, or just great places.
It's fine,
to
I
eat
guess.
and sleep.
I
There are
guess
all sorts
welcome
of
things are
that you can
okay.
stop on the road and see something new. So you'll find a lot of different stuff to do in a lot of different states. And I hope that when you come here to the U.S., you'll get out and explore some of the small things on the small state highways and things, and not just the big stuff.
I don't recommend doing that. I don't recommend doing that. Figure out what you want to see before you come here. If you want to see mountains, find mountains. If you want to see good food, find good food. If you want to see the most popular things, see those. Don't go to some random 1,000-person town. Don't do it. But YouTube, until next time, bye-bye. If you like my very southern opinions, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Subscribe, like, and comment down below. Yeah. As long as you don't put too much, as long as you don't have too high of expectations, you can't be let down when you visit. But YouTube, until next time, bye-bye. What? On to the next one. Hopefully it is another creator, because I feel bad how much I am disagreeing with this dude. I kind of feel bad. Okay. It's someone else. Thank goodness. I have a slight break before I have another one of his videos to get upset at. But I'm sure he's a good creator. I have strong opinions. Okay, are there real subtitles now? Okay, yes. I don't know why the only option for his video was French. But we should have actual captions now, I hope, for this next one. What? What? Yes. I'm not really sure the French are real, but somehow they have infiltrated my captions. It was the only option. I think YouTube thought he was speaking French for some reason because it was French to English captions, which makes no sense. But ow. Okay. I need a drink. Let me stand up real quick because it's been 2 hours and I need to stay awake for another 20, which would be 35 plus like 24 hours. Wah. Damn. I am only really good at English. I took Spanish in high school and I got a better grade in Spanish than in English, but I don't remember anything. And I took Japanese 2 years ago. I've kind of forgotten most of that. So I need to relearn Japanese before I go on my own traveling. But let's do the intro. Okay. I hate that, like, if I stand up, I'll get hiccups. I can't even really call myself fluent in English that much, because I'm very dyslexic. I read things wrong a lot, so even though it's my first language, I don't know if I'm that fluent. Hell yeah. Nice. Let me do my YouTube intro. Hello, pumpkins. Hello, pumpkins. Hello, YouTube. My name is Mystic, and today we are going to learn about 25 common misconceptions about the United States that simply aren't true. Now, I'm not quite sure when this video was, so maybe some of these will be true now, coming from an American Southerner born and raised. Let's see how true these things are, or aren't true. Let me see what year this is from. That has been a big deciding factor. Ooh, 2019, 7 years ago. Okay, it might not be too accurate if it's from 2019. Glorp glorp. Glorp indeed. Okay. So let's see what these 25 misconceptions are and see if that's changed in the last 7 years. Hell yeah. List 25.
The United States often draws a lot of flack from the rest of the world for
good reasons.
Everything. From
Fair
its
enough.
foreign policy to the way it runs its domestic affairs. In fact, it seems like there are few things that can divide the world more evenly and more strongly than asking people what their opinion is of the United States.
It sucks.
Everyone has an opinion. Even in the same city, you'll meet people who fall on the extreme sides of the spectrum. But what is it exactly that causes...
Try and guess which extreme side I'm on. I'm sure that'll be a really tough thing to figure out. It totally isn't obvious at all.
Causes America to be so messed up. Even America's own politicians can't seem to stop talking about how messed up things are. Well, today we're going to take a deeper look. Are things really as bad as everyone seems to think they are.
Yes.
I'm Mike with List 25, and these are 25 common misconceptions about the United States that simply aren't true. And as a very important note, this list was produced by both a United States citizen and 2 European citizens that relocated to the United States. It's
Okay,
written to be
so we're
as fair as
outnumbered.
possible.
We're outnumbered then.
No, I'm not 2 Europeans. Or am I?
No, you're not.
All right, let's begin with a really common thought. Americans are ignorant about the world.
Yes.
Americans are held to an unrealistic standard. Since the rest of the world watch our movies and listen to our music, they know a lot about our country. But let's be honest, they never studied it. People actually complain that Americans don't even know that Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore. But neither does half the United Kingdom, and they're on the same continent. It turns out that all of us are pretty bad at geography. You'd think America would be better at it, however, considering another common thought is that America spends its day spying on everyone. And that's
They
true.
do.
But
Yeah.
who doesn't? Germany, France, Switzerland, Japan, Iceland, and all the rest of us spy on each other and ourselves. Moving on, America has been called racist.
Yes.
Please don't take this the wrong way. Racism definitely exists, and it makes the news. But you know what else? America also has a vicious media, and all of the world watches it, sometimes more than their own media. So when something super bad happens in other countries, it might not even make the back page. Next, it's a common misconception that Americans don't
2019.
use public transport. While it's true that we use cars a lot, many regions in America have great public transport, or at least
Who are you trying to convince?
just as good as Europe.
Who are you trying to convince? The only people who use buses in the US that aren't like in the main cities are either kids going to school or homeless people at night. That's really the only people that use public transport.
Besides, what good is a train if nobody can afford it? Looking at you, UK. Moving on.
Huh?
America does /has /is fill in the blank. America is far from being a unified entity. Each state has its own laws, cultures, and quirks. Some states have the death penalty. Some don't.
Good.
Some have strict gun laws, and some don't. Some have free college. Some don't. Some have tax, and
What state has free college? What?
yeah, some don't. So just like you can't say Europe is so-and-so, you can't say the same about the US.
But Europe is not one country. It's multiple countries. And I mean, the states are kind of like different countries, but it's still overall, technically speaking, one country that speaks the same language. Europe doesn't really speak all the same language, do they?
As an additional note, the states are far more independent than many of us realize. In fact, every state even has its own military, known as the Guard. Furthermore, some states pass legislation that directly contradicts the federal government.
And that's stupid.
This is because in the US, the federal government is not the highest authority, the states are. To further establish the fact that America isn't a single entity, many believe that Americans only speak one language. But that's no different from the rest of the world. Have you ever been to France, or the UK, or Italy, or how about China? Most of them only speak one language too. That being said, over 20% of the US is bilingual. Now,
That's not a high percentage. That's that's a minority. What do you mean? And also, is that 20%? Who's included in 20%? Is it people who moved here? Because no shit, they're going to be bilingual. Who's included in that 20%? Oh yeah, 20%. Big number. Big number. Okay, sure.
let's talk about the military, because people outside the US will preach that America's military does, again,
A
fill in the
shit
blank.
job.
Nobody is naive enough to think that the U.S. doesn't have selfish interests in mind.
2019 was a different place. Ask any, like, MAGA conservative. U.S. has the purest of intentions and is totally fighting for our right to freedom that no one is trying to take away from us except our own state and our own country. No other country is trying to do that. Except maybe Israel. Maybe they are.
When it invades a country, there isn't a nation on earth that would do that selflessly. But whenever the bad goes down, it's just as common for other countries to complain that America should do something. On a more or less lighter note, Americans are fat.
Statistically, yes.
You ever been to the UK lately?
No.
There are even scandals because obese patients are getting turned down for surgery. Yes, America does have an obesity problem. But not all citizens are involved in it. I am. A big part of the United States is fairly health conscious and is consistently working to help the overweight population better their lives. Thanks, healthy people.
Give me
And while we aren't
percentages.
perfect, many complain
Give me that 20%.
America is worse than other developed nations in,
Yes.
well, everything.
Yes.
There are many statistics, child mortality, literacy, etc., where the U.S. falls behind.
The only thing we're good at is our war and I don't know, army. Same difference.
Countries like Norway and Iceland. But those statistics are based on averages. In Norway, most of the 5 million inhabitants are rich, white, and Norwegian. If you took a similar sample of rich, white Americans in the US, you would find that the statistics are almost exactly the same. The fact is that the US is hugely diverse, and the American experience is completely different with and without money. Translation? The problem isn't healthcare or education,
Yes,
it's
it is.
economic inequality, almost exclusively.
That is also a
And speaking of inequality, many make the
healthcare,
simple but powerful
education
assumption that
issue.
America just isn't safe. This is usually what foreign citizens say until they actually come here. By the
'Cause
same
then they get
logic,
shot
Paris, Brussels,
when
London,
they get
Madrid,
here.
and almost every other city in Europe is unsafe as well. Yes, there are guns.
Well, I mean, they have stabbings and like pickpocketings. They
But most Americans have never seen or heard a gun being fired.
come to the South where people just shoot guns off randomly to keep their houses, uh, their house values reasonable. What are you talking about? Americans have never seen or heard a gun being fired? I hear one in my backyard when my roommates shoot them. What? What?
In fact, most Swiss citizens are much more familiar with gunfire than us Americans. All this being said so far, people still expect all Americans to relish in the life of our stereotypes. Guns, fast food, and freedom!
Hell
What
yeah,
I'm saying
brother.
is a lot of the world looks at America as overly patriotic. But here's an honest question. Have you ever met a Russian, Australian, a proud
No.
member of the UK?
No.
There's no shame in having pride in your country.
Well,
Us Americans are definitely patriotic.
thinking your country is the best in the world and that other countries are inferior is probably pretty shameful. I would say that's pretty shameful, right? I don't really see a reason to be proud of this country.
So is the rest of the world. As they should be.
No.
It's not a crime to be proud of where you came from.
Eh,
But that doesn't stop others from thinking we only complain and boast about America whenever we travel abroad. This is largely anecdotal. In America, Americans like to complain just like the rest of us. Only a few of them ever even leave the country, so you're meeting an unrepresentative sample.
because we're poor, we
But
can't
in
leave.
their defense, many times, they're right. Yes, this can hit hard in the pride spot, but maybe Europeans could stand to smile a bit more, right?
No.
No? Okay, fine, back to the apathetic, leave me alone face. By the way, that part was written for our European representative, by our European representative. I love all of you. Anyways, statistics viewed by outsiders show that the US is lagging behind. Similar to topics we've already discussed, there's another factor that we have to take into account: reporting. Every nation reports its own statistics. This means that making statistical comparisons between two developed nations, like the US and the UK, is an exercise in futility. The data is just too close and won't reveal much except that the US counts people one way and the US counts them another. That still doesn't make this misconception true. Americans are fake. Here's the thing. In Europe, citizens are almost proud of the fact that they're really standoffish. But once you get to know them, they're your friend for life. Well, here's a newsflash. Once you get to know an American, they'll also be your friend for life. The thing is, though, they don't use this as an excuse to be a jerk in the beginning. This list sounds great coming from an American. I was totally the one who should have read this one, but I digress. On a totally different but very popular misconception, Americans are the only ones who call football soccer. Actually, a lot of the world calls it soccer.
I don't really care
Even
about
parts
this.
of Ireland still call it soccer. Oh, what do I mean by still? I'm glad you asked. It was actually the British who coined the term soccer. The word soccer is an abbreviation of association and first appeared in universities in the 1880s, sometimes using the variant spelled soccer with a K. The word is sometimes credited to Charles Redford Brown, an Oxford University student said to have been fond of shortened forms such as brekkers for breakfast and rugger for rugby football. Britain actually started using the word football in the late 20th century, possibly because people incorrectly saw it as an Americanism. This next one, Tristan couldn't believe. Could you not? No. I'm learning something. To our American viewers, did you know that people in Europe make fun of you for using air conditioning? Why do they do it?
I've heard that a few times
leave the window
lately.
open? Mosquitoes, at least in Florida. But here's why they might be joining us soon. During the 2003 European heatwave, 70,000 people died. This was in large part due to the fact that European homes and buildings are not typically equipped with air conditioning.
So they've had 26 years and ain't done shit for it? Because I still see those issues on Twitter. 23 years later, they ain't changed nothing? Well, develop, like, cheaper versions. I don't know. But, like, if you've had, like, huge events, maybe look into how to keep those from happening. I say as an American with amazing high school events.
While they laugh at the Americans for this, hotter summers are going to force them to take appropriate measures.
Clearly
Especially
not.
since children and the elderly are very susceptible.
Clearly
Again,
not.
I stand by mosquitoes. I'm not opening my window in the summer.
Or
Windows,
wasps.
absolutely. Open windows.
Or also people calling again.
Moving into the top 9, that's the weird number. Top 9. Many parts of the world accuse the United States of accounting for 25% of the world's carbon emissions. Not so nice. But it also accounts for 25% of the world's economic activity. The truth is that several nations, including countries like Canada, have higher per capita emissions than the US. Next, let's talk about how the world thinks Americans are ruining English. Actually, both British English and American English have diverged from a common 16th century ancestral standard, and in some ways, American English is closer to the original than British English.
Who cares?
For example, American English has, for the most part, retained the language's rotosity, pronunciation of the R in words like hard, while British has, for the most part, dropped it. Furthermore, this shift in British English happened around the time of the American Revolution, when wealthier Londoners wanted to distinguish themselves from the lower classes. This is only one example, but it goes to show that British English is not an unchanging standard any more than American English. On a totally different note, did you know that Americans don't all live in the suburbs? Nope, not true. The fact is that in America, you have plenty of people that live in cities like New York, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Chicago, Boston, and the list goes on. In fact, several regions of the United States...
No shit. People live in cities. Yeah, that's how cities become cities. Who knew? Who knew people lived in cities? Why am I a hater? Why am I? See, this is the southern in me coming out. Southerners are bitches.
States are
we
very
are rude.
European, like the Northeast Corridor, for example.
The what?
The difference between the U.S. and Europe is that if you want to live in the suburbs in the U.S., you can, but you don't have to. Now, this next one is just offensive. Americans are all dumb rednecks.
I mean,
Well, there
Southerners
certainly
are.
Americans who fit this stereotype. The vast majority...
Hell yeah, brother. I can think of a few who fit that stereotype. Mainly in the South.
don't. Most Americans live in cities near the coasts. Most of them are educated, and most of them are not very different from Europeans in any significant way. Every country has a less educated populace that they themselves make fun of. Even sophisticated nations like Sweden and Switzerland. Fair warning, the last 5 on our list get a bit dark and crazy, starting with the idea that America is imperialistic. In many parts of Europe, the United States is seen as an aggressive imperial power, even more so than Russia and China. This is largely because our military presence both in Europe and everywhere else. But in our strong defense, Americans never forced you to watch our movies, quarter our soldiers, obey our laws, or get permission to leave your own countries. It was the Russians that did that, and much, much more. Food for thought, after World War II, the Americans liberated and left. The Russians liberated and stayed. All right, number 4 is sure to be a shocker to a lot of foreigners.
What are we getting at with that?
Americans don't actually all walk around with guns. It's just not true. Except
in the South, they do. In the South, people open carry. My grandpa gets so mad when he can't open carry somewhere. Yeah, that sounds a little interesting. Come to the South and see how
for a few places, the only people you'll ever see carrying guns in America are the police. In fact, you'll see more people walking around with guns in Switzerland than you ever would in America. Okay. We admit that, like most stereotypes, there is some truth to this next one, but it's been wildly blown out of proportion. Americans are all crazy Christian right-wingers. There's something so right about saying it with that accent.
2019. Come to 2026, brother. Come to 2026. You want to see how it looks nowadays?
Yes, there are a lot of Christians in America, and while some of them are crazy right-wingers,
a lot of them are.
Most of them aren't. In fact, if you ever get a chance to go and stay with one of those crazy Christian families,
I live with them. No, thank you.
You'll see that most of them are just genuinely sweet people that go to church on Sunday.
Tell them you're gay and see what they say. See what they say to that.
This next one sounds like a legit stand-up joke. If you get injured and can't pay for it, you'll just die in the street.
Well,
yeah, many people in Europe think this is what happens in America.
You'll go in debt.
As with most things that concern America, they're wrong. You can't be denied emergency medical care in the U.S. That would go against the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah, but you'll go in debt, and then you can't afford anything, and then you'll die because you can't afford life after going in debt.
The difference is that you get a bill in the mail a few months later.
And then
of
you
course,
can't
debt
afford
is another
anything.
issue, but let's get into that right now.
Because also, a lot of Americans, me included, don't go to any kind of ER because we can't afford it. So that's definitely one factor. Because I have insanely chipped in half molar that kills my jaw, but I can't afford to get it fixed, so who cares? I've got a knee that hurts to move in any way at all, but I can't go to the doctor for that because I don't have insurance. Yeah. I would rather wait than just not go at all. Cause I haven't gone to the doctor in like the last time I went to the doctor is when they literally forced me to, because they were going to take me to a psych ward, but they didn't. So yippee! Otherwise, I would have just avoided it had I known. But we avoid health care like the plague because we can't afford it. So we end up in worse situations because we can't afford it.
Americans are all in debt.
Yes.
Actually, European citizens carry more debt than Americans.
I want to
The
see
average
that
household debt
nowadays.
in the US, OECD, is 113% of the household's income.
What is
In
that
the UK,
now?
It's 156%.
What is
Sweden,
it now?
173. And in Denmark, it's a whopping 305%. So, what are some misconceptions about the US that you'd like cleared up? Or do you live in America and want to put a stereotype to rest? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your answer to us at List25.
Twitter. How I miss Twitter. YouTube. If you disagree with me, let me know down below. And if you like what I said, maybe subscribe, like, comment, check out my other videos. I don't really want to do that because it's 2019, so I'm not that interested. But YouTube, until next time, bye. Okay. You for okay. Okay. What is the next one? I don't know. I don't think I care to watch this one. I think let me move that one down. I need a minute before I go back to that creator. So instead, hello. I'm gonna go to this video that I didn't really include in the list because it's not technically America, and a video about America, but it is probably a very American thing. Do I have captions on? Yes. Plus, it'll get me away from being negative for a little bit, maybe. Which is Super Size Me. A documentary I've never seen. So I don't know. I've heard people say this thing was traumatizing or something. I've never seen it. But it's time I finally learn about this documentary, I guess. This is my eye. Okay. What's up, YouTube? My name is Mystic, and welcome back to Mystic Reacts. Today I am watching a video about the documentary Super Size Me. Something I've heard so much about, but something I've never seen. Is this traumatic? I don't know. I've heard it kind of was or something. I don't know. I never seen this, so I've never seen this documentary. So let's see, I guess, where it lied. And let's get into the video. What? Let me move my keyboard. Wow. Why is it catchy?
What happens when a man eats nothing but McDonald's for 30 days? In 2004, Morgan Spurlock set out to find out and filmed his body breaking down in real time.
I'm getting this really weird feeling right in my midsection, like basically in my penis right now. It's just like this. It's really freaky.
The message?
In your dick?
Fast food is toxic, obesity is rising, and the fast food industry is to blame. It terrified parents, changed school menus, and made millions fear McDonald's. But not everyone bought it. In the years that followed, a wave of response documentaries emerged. Some lost weight eating McDonald's. Others proved his math didn't add up.
Super Size Me was an amusing documentary, but it was full of baloney.
And behind the scenes, the filmmaker was hiding a secret.
Why is Ronald like that?
Even more questionable. This is the overlooked story of Super Size Me, and how one viral stunt shaped the way we eat, think, and fear food.
Okay. I mean, I don't fear food. It's tasty.
New research finds childhood obesity rates are getting worse.
The country is facing a dangerous weight problem.
People were looking for the root cause, and the finger was pointed to the rapidly expanding fast food industry.
Marketing toward children right now is having such a huge impact. It's conditioning children to want soda, to want fries.
With McDonald's aggressively marketing to children, they became the perfect target. One father even tried to sue them, claiming he thought the food was healthy and that it was McDonald's fault that his daughters became obese.
Why would you think
Lawyers
it was
argued
healthy?
that if they could prove McDonald's intended people to eat their food for every meal and that it was harmful, they might have a case. Watching it all unfold was Morgan Spurlock, a broke, unknown filmmaker, and he saw an opportunity.
And I turned to my vegan girlfriend on the couch, and I told her, I said, I got a great idea for a movie.
Absolute crazy
the main demon
facial
in
hair.
America was obesity, was the obesity epidemic.
Spurlock set out to take the fast food giants head on. The goal? To demonstrate the harmful effects fast food can have on the body.
Rules.
For 30 days, he ate only from McDonald's, 3 meals a day, trying each item at least once. If they offered to supersize, he had to say yes.
So if the cashier said, you want that supersized?
I'd say yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Even the
What is supersized? Is that beyond large? I've never heard of a size called supersized. Or do you mean like sized up? Like, oh, the large is $2. So it's cheaper. Is that what it
he would
is?
drink had to be from McDonald's.
Because I didn't want to have anything that could taint the experiment, you know. So.
He stopped exercising and aimed to keep his steps below 5,000 a day to mimic the average American, investing $65,000 of his own money, hoping the film would be shocking enough to turn a profit.
Every 8-year-old's dream right now that I'm getting ready to fulfill.
Spurlock was extensive with his medical checks.
We're going to do a rectal exam.
He was assessed by 4 different professionals who would monitor the experiment. A GP, a cardiologist, a gastroenterologist, and a nutritionist.
Any alcohol use?
Now, none.
Everything seemed to be in check.
Your kidney function, your liver function, they were all perfect.
And just like that, the experiment began. Day 1, he's full of enthusiasm, but things take a sharp turn after his first supersized meal. Quite a dramatic start.
My body early on was saying, don't do it, man.
After just 5 days,
Dramatic
he's
much?
already gained nearly 10 pounds. His nutritionist warned he was eating double what anyone would consider normal. But Spurlock pushes on through the penile issues, lethargy, and headaches, opting for massive portion sizes.
But does the average American do that?
Tied to
Probably
serious
not.
health risks. He set out to prove the damage firsthand.
Because if
The
you
spotlight
eat more and more,
turned
no
to how
shit.
little that the public really understood about basic nutrition.
What's a calorie? Oh, Jesus.
That's a good question.
Highlighting how kids are more likely to recognize Ronald McDonald than Jesus. By day 14,
Good.
he develops signs of addiction to the food.
Who cares?
And his nutritionist expresses concern
Wow.
over saturated fats
Holy
and sodium
shit.
levels.
I think the
How
saturated
demonic.
fats are starting to impede the blood flow to his penis.
What?
His diet is deficient in most
Oh,
micronutrients,
pancakes.
and his health was suffering more than most doctors could comprehend.
If somebody were doing this to their liver with alcohol, they could theoretically wipe out their liver. I've never heard of anybody doing this to their liver with a high-fat diet.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely overeating. And he said he's not drinking anymore. Interesting. Yeah, if you keep, getting bigger and bigger portions, obviously the weight's gonna go up. Hello. Yeah, I can tell this is gonna be a little biased.
Theoretically wipe
From
out their
him.
liver. I've never heard of anybody doing this to their liver with a high-fat diet.
By the third,
I wonder if the big $65 goes to paying the doctors. Yeah.
week, things take a bleak turn.
Trying to get my breath back, and I want to finish, but
You don't sound out of
don't want
breath.
anything real bad to happen either.
That
You
edit
don't
wasn't
sound
me,
out of
but
breath.
don't worry, he didn't die. He was just being dramatic. Although
Yeah, I
his
can
blood
tell.
tests were showing significant signs of liver damage.
The results for your liver are obscene beyond anything I would have thought.
I mean, by day 21, it was very scary. I had 3 different doctors. My liver at this point had so filled with fat that one doctor compared it to pate.
Spurlock was starting to feel the mental
pate?
consequences too.
I got massively depressed.
By the final week, his doctors were begging him to stop. With his
I mean,
health spiraling,
if you ate the same thing and increase your portions, yeah, no shit, you're gonna feel sad when you have to eat that. Ugh. Yeah, obviously, if you're forcing yourself to eat the same thing every day and bigger portions, yeah, how would you not feel depressed? how would you not feel sad about that?
even his girlfriend stepped in, designing a recovery plan to try and undo the damage.
I've got Morgan's
those
detox
Sundays.
diet all ready to go, making sure that I'm getting as many cleansing vegetables into his diet as possible.
Because Spurlock's final results after his fast food binge were shocking.
Okay.
He gained 24.5 pounds. His LDL cholesterol had shot up. He felt emotionally numb, lethargic.
His body don't look too
but
different.
Most concerning was the state of his liver.
You know, we see people who go on an
His
alcohol
body looks
binge
the
and their
same.
numbers go up like crazy. But to go on,
I have
a Mac
no
attack,
clue.
they've got numbers to show that you're
I haven't-
liver too.
I'm not sure if someone's tried with Subway. I've not even seen the original Super Size Me. I'm just watching this for the first time, so I'm not sure.
I wouldn't have even thought about this. But
It took him over a year to lose the weight he had gained. A pretty compelling
He
documentary.
wasn't trying very hard
right?
then.
The media seemed to think so. Spurlock won Best Director
Yeah.
at the Sundance Film Festival and Best Documentary Screenplay at the Writers Guild of America.
Oh.
People rushed to view the documentary in theaters, earning over $11 million at box office, and eventually $22 million worldwide.
Shoof.
The piece would go on to be shown in
I
schools
would lie for
across
that
the
much
world
too.
to help educate on the dangers of fast food. I, for one, have seen Spurlock getting probed way too many times. But overall, everyone
Like
seemed
in
to
your
love
free
it,
time you chose
except
that?
those at McDonald's.
McDonald's didn't really want to talk to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
It was a complete disservice to anyone looking for factual information or real solutions.
The company called the documentary a supersized distortion of the quality of choice and variety available at McDonald's. The film is about Spurlock's decision to act irresponsibly by eating 5,000 calories a day. However, the response in America was mostly quiet. Months after the documentary's release, McDonald's quietly phased out the supersized option. They insisted it was just
okay.
menu simplification.
I've never heard
not
of
a
it.
response to
That
the
makes
film.
sense.
But the timing raised eyebrows. They also started making their meals look more nutritious.
After years of criticism,
Happy
McDonald's said
Meal.
today it will begin serving a healthier Happy Meal.
Happy Meals could now come with a salad,
Happy,
bottled
happy,
water, and a
happy.
pedometer, instead of
Dasani.
fries and a soda. They began printing calorie and nutrition info directly onto the packaging. And Ronald McDonald would encourage more physical activity.
They had nothing to do with the fact that they made an announcement about their stock after the film opened, that it dropped 75%.
But it wasn't just McDonald's the documentary seemed
That's
to
a creepy
Some saw Spurlock's experiment as sensational and advocated for more personal responsibility. Long before Spurlock revealed a secret that would damage his legacy and make many question whether the film belonged in schools,
I'm loving
a
it.
wave of questionable response documentaries had already started pushing back.
Yes, I'm the person who ate at McDonald's for 30 days and lost weight.
Me and Mickey D documented So-So Whaley eating McDonald's for 30 days. Like Spurlock, but she ate within a calorie range to fit her needs, chose smaller portions and walked regularly.
Makes
she lost 10
sense.
pounds and improved her cholesterol, advocating for personal responsibility and better diet choices over demonizing fast food.
5,000 calories per day of pretty much anything is going to make you fat and screw up your health. Isn't it also possible
Even
to live on
protein.
fast food and actually lose weight?
5 years later, Tom Norton released Fathead, a more direct response to Super Size Me, where he demonstrated he could eat under 2,000 calories of McDonald's a day and still lose weight. He called out Spurlock for his calorie and fat counts not adding up, and in response to Spurlock's refusal to publish his food logs, he listed every item in the experiment that he consumed over the 30 days, suggesting that fast food was not the issue, but Spurlock's lack of moderation. To really drive the sentiment home, a high school science teacher decided to attempt something more extreme.
We are going to test the hypothesis. Is it possible for a person to eat nothing but breakfast, lunch, and dinner at McDonald's for 90 straight days to become healthy?
He ended up losing 60 pounds.
I like to tell people that it's not the venue, but it's the menu.
McDonald's liked the message, so they publicly signed him as a media ambassador. This would see him traveling to schools to spread the message.
There's nothing wrong with McDonald's.
He even wrote a book, My McDonald's Diet.
I can eat any food at McDonald's
They
that
must
I
have
want,
loved
as
this
long as I'm
promo.
smart with the rest of the day of what I balance it out with. It's choice. It's our choices that make us fat, not McDonald's.
A more scientific study was carried out in
Little bit
Sweden
both.
to test Spurlock's conclusions. Dr. Friedrich Nystrom had medical students eat around 6,000 calories a day from fast food for 4 weeks while limiting exercise. Participants gained weight and showed mild liver stress,
Yeah,
but
no
their
shit.
mood and cholesterol stayed stable. The researchers concluded that while fast food overeating has consequences, the dramatic effects in Super Size Me may have been exaggerated or influenced by other factors that Spurlock was perhaps hiding. It's almost a trend at this point for people to demonstrate they can lose weight while eating McDonald's, but it almost misses the point.
Because I was eating so small, I was always hungry by the time the next mealtime rolled around.
The issue with fast food is it's often not very nutritious, while being perfectly engineered to be as tasty and easy to overconsume as possible.
I
Losing
love
weight
the
on
nuggets.
McDonald's is a lot more difficult than with Whole Foods, because it's a lot less filling, but these people
I'm
were able to
loving it.
persevere in the short term, perhaps for the sheer spectacle. If you were to order like a normal person, 3 meals a day, you might end up with a McGriddle meal for breakfast, a Big Mac meal for lunch, and a quarter pounder meal for dinner. This is over 3,000 calories, and it's a lot less filling than the Whole Foods equivalent. A Big Mac isn't going to
Those
instantly
McGriddles are
kill you,
good, though.
but it's also not ideal for weight loss or health. A middle ground that every documentary skimmed over, but I wish I understood as a kid. Because even with good intentions, Super Size Me and its follow-ups had some unintended consequences. The film didn't just demonize McDonald's, it helped fuel a wave of fear-based
I love the
chicken
chicken
where foods were labeled as either good or bad, with no room for nuance, setting a precedent
It's
for
not the
emotive
McChicken,
fear-mongering
it's
over
the
scientific balance.
McCrispy. I love the McCrispy.
Today, we see a lot of fitness documentaries and influencers taking this route.
This drink right here, Gatorade. See, it's bullshit. Is
Ugh.
extremely toxic and poisonous for your child's brain.
Breakfast is one of the biggest scams in the history of the
I
world.
hate
It
these kind
usually
of
leads to one of two
people.
outcomes. The first, I can speak for myself, because as a kid, I cut out every food labelled as unclean by the fitness world. And
I
ended
just
up
kind of cut out
underweight,
every
dealing with
food
health
as a
issues
kid.
from malnourishment. That's the danger of black and white thinking. It doesn't improve your diet, it just makes you feel guilty for eating. Ironically, I'd have been healthier if I'd have just eaten the chicken nugget. The second outcome? People stop taking the message seriously. When fear replaces science, decisions get worse. Just like how McDonald's warning people not to watch their documentary only made it more popular. People saw through the claims that McDonald's would make you impotent and depressed, because when a message pushes too far, people tune out.
Did you not see Super Size Me? Yeah, it just made me really want a Big Mac.
Similarly to the massively ineffective anti-drug campaigns in the 80s,
This is your brain on drug.
Ooh, tasty.
Any questions?
I want to eat it.
Super Size Me oversimplified obesity, blaming fast food while downplaying personal responsibility. It missed a chance to teach real skills like calorie awareness, portion control, and basic food literacy. What helped me improve my health was choosing to eat healthier, yes, but also incorporating more flexibility and making sure I actually enjoyed my diet. Realistic and sensible advice. That's why many health professionals argue this documentary has no place in schools. But schools didn't take this seriously until years later, when in 2017, Morgan Spurlock posted a confession that finally explained why his McDonald's experiment shocked his doctors so.
So, what age were they showing it to? Like middle schoolers, high schoolers? Because I must have missed that day. I mean, I missed most days in school. I never saw this, so. But I did have my own issues with food back then anyways, so I don't think that would have helped me very much.
Deeply.
Anyways.
He admitted to struggling with alcoholism, revealing he hadn't been sober for more than a week
And
in 30 years.
I probably should have seen it.
This wasn't mentioned in the documentary, not once, and yet it could explain a lot. The liver damage that shocked his doctors, the mood swings, the fatigue, even the issues downstairs. As one commenter said, it was really brave of him to prove to us that eating 6 years of McDonald's while being an alcoholic was detrimental to your health. That big, deliberate omission matters. If this was a YouTube video framed as entertainment, maybe it wouldn't have been as bad. But it wasn't. It was presented as science, it was shown in classrooms, and it helped create a generation of black and white thinking around food, where meals were either clean or toxic. Super Size Me was an Oscar-nominated, entertaining film that started global conversations about fast food, health, and corporate power. Spurlock was an entertaining storyteller who left a lasting impact, but by prioritizing shock over substance and deliberately leaving out crucial details, the film crossed the line from documentary to distortion. I've made videos where I've slipped up too, which is why reflection matters, because Super Size Me didn't just expose the fast food industry, it exposed how easily documentaries can lie.
Okay. YouTube. Let me, if you saw this in school, let me know how it affected you. Because I personally never saw this. But, oh no. I never saw this at all. But I think it's better that I didn't. Especially in middle school. But, yeah. Comment down below how it affected you. And, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. Until next time, bye-bye. Okay. Ooh. I hate these mic wires so much. It's so hard to keep them out of the way. I am still streaming. I'm just doing recordings, intros and outros. 5. What? Because I edit these into videos to post. What? Why do you enjoy that? It sounds bad, and it's loud. Why do you enjoy that? Okay, we're back to the dude again. Hopefully, I'm nicer to him this time. If the video loads. And hopefully it's not in French. Hopefully this is in English. It seems to be in English. That's good. What? There we go. South USA. The don'ts of visiting the South. The don't is don't visit. No, none of them want you there. None of them want you here. Okay. What's up, YouTube? My name is Mystic, and welcome back to Mystic Reacts. Today, we're watching a video by... I don't know his name. Today, we're watching some more videos on the... Today, we're watching some more videos on the South. The don'ts of visiting the South. If I had a don't, I would say don't visit, because I can guarantee almost none of them want you to visit. So, maybe don't visit. But let's get into it and see what the don'ts are. As a Southerner myself, let's find out.
Hey there, fellow travelers.
Hello.
Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're here in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
And today we're going to cover a few
Georgia
the
peaches.
don'ts of visiting the south of the U.S., and specifically the southeast, you know, the deep south, the Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, this kind of stuff. Because there's some things you should know that are different than the traditional don'ts of the U.S. They're specific in general. There's something we want to focus on just for here in the south. And the first don't I have for you is don't forget your manners. Look, manners are a huge thing in the south. Whether you're a little kid or you're an old man, you need to have your manners when you're here. You do use your pleases and...
If you're an old man, no one really cares. Because it's... elders... What is this saying? Respect your elders.
Thank yous and yes ma'am and yes sir and things like that. That is not optional. That is how you speak when you're here. And you always show people respect, especially people that are older than you, okay? So you will be holding the door for people and things like that.
If someone says bless your heart, they're probably insulting you. If someone says, oh, bless your heart, they're calling you dumb probably, or they're insulting you.
And I'll tell you, don't you ever let an old Southern woman or an old Southern man or anyone that seems older than you stand up. You always give up your chair to the older ladies or the older gentlemen when you are there.
In what?
It's a sign of respect. That's how it works here in the South. Because manners are a huge thing when you are here. And another thing is
I'm not giving them my dining table.
Don't forget to smile when you are here. You'll see how happy and friendly the people are. And one of the parts of that is just this happy-go-lucky nature that you have here in the South. So don't forget to smile because you will have a good time. And with that is, don't be surprised if people randomly start up conversations with you when you are here in the South. Going grocery shopping, if you pass by somebody maybe twice in 2 different aisles, don't be surprised you strike up a conversation out of the blue.
If anyone talks to me, like, oh, blah, blah. I walk away. That's how I avoid conversation.
On the next out, it is a completely normal thing here because the Southerners are super friendly. I know we were at a restaurant here in town a couple days ago. My credit card fell through the crack in the floor, like it was like a deck kind of thing that they had built up. They pried up the floor to get my card out. I'm like, dude, I can call and cancel the card. It's okay. They're like, no,
they want your money. What? They want your money.
Are super friendly, so don't freak out about it. It's not fake. They are really that friendly and that helpful. So don't be scared to ask for help when you come here. That's another don't I have for you, because you're going to see towns like Savannah or Charleston. There's so much history here. You're not sure what should I be looking at here. I mean, you have this picture. What should I look at? Well, you got the cotton exchange right there. Like, oh, there's a historic building. You got the fountains, and you got the Capitol building. You have these things. You're like, wow, it is kind of a cool thing to check out, but you want to know more. And the Southerners do have a lot of pride in their hometowns, in their home states and stuff like that, that they will share that with you. So don't be afraid to ask, hey, we're the best biscuits in town. We're going to get the best, you know, the strongest drinks in town. They will be friendly and they will help you out. One of the things is when you do talk to the Southerners, you might notice that sometimes they're an accent. And what I will say is, don't think that accent makes them stupid, okay? Just because someone has an accent.
The accent doesn't make them stupid. It's other things make them stupid.
Doesn't make them like not know something or be less intelligent or whatever. And you have this stereotype that TV and radio and movies really kind of promote is, oh, if you got an accent, you must be some kind of hillbilly. Do not think that the Southerners are hillbillies. Don't think their accent makes them stupid. It's not the case. You can have some great conversations with people when you are here, and they'll know more than you actually think they do. And so I want to give you a heads up on that. And another don't I have with you is when you are here and you do bring your kids, don't be surprised if your kids are acting up, if the locals will tell your kid, hey, straighten up, hey, get it together. You will see that crazy. Here. People do scold other people's kids when you're here in the South. And I know if you're in the North or you're in California, West Coast or something like that, and someone tells your kid, hey, watch it, kid, you're like, don't tell my kid what to do. I've had people do that to us before. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, your kid just kicked me. Am I supposed to let your kid, hit me or something? Here, that stuff doesn't fly.
I just hate being around kids in general.
Be prepared to have people call you out on that. Because remember, number one, manners, okay? And that goes from young to old. So make sure little Johnny or little Susie know that, hey,
fuck up and doesn't scream
please
at
and
a
thank
theater.
you, and you don't make a mess, all right? So just a heads up on that one. Now, when they do call out your kids for the behavior, they're not judging you and judging your parental skills and stuff like that. What they kind of do here in the South is it's the old mantra, it takes a village to raise a child, and so the whole...
That's not how they think. They think you're a bad parent. They will talk behind your back. Like, oh, I can't believe they let their son do that, their daughter do that. I can't believe they do that. They're going to grow up like this and this and this. Then they'll see how they like it and blah, blah, blah. They're judging you. They're judging you.
Village is helping out raising the child, okay?
No.
So don't be offended by it. Because you know what? It is hot when you're here, and that's my next don't is don't melt when you come to the South. Look, July and August, oppressive heat in pretty much the entire deep South. And in lots of places, oppressive humidity. Like you walk out, you're like, oh, I'm going to melt and die. Oh, help me God. You do have that when you are here. So if you're going to come, there's a reason why so many people winter in the South, because it's got nice weather in the winter. So come down here from October till April, and you're not going to have the insane heat. You're going to have nice weather and less humidity. But don't expect to not die of the heat and humidity if you do come in July and August. So I'll be honest with that. It can be pretty bad, okay? And I guess one of the other don'ts I'll have for you is if you're really hot and you want to get a drink and you go in, they might ask you, hey, what kind of Coke do you want? You're like, what? So my thing is,
soda. Don't
think that Coke just means Coke. Here, a lot of times what you'll see is they'll say, hey, what kind of...
I've never... Don't think Coke just means Coca-Cola. That's what it means. What? I've never heard someone in the South say anything other than soda for the universal word. Coke means Coca-Cola, or an off-brand version of it. I've never heard Coke used. Yeah, I had to move it so you can see. Don't think Coke just means Coca-Cola. It mostly means Coca-Cola.
Like Coke you want, they mean what kind of soda would you like? What kind of pop or sody pop or
They don't say those words.
Drink. It's just the word they use for
they
soda.
They don't say those
is
words.
Coke, okay?
They say
don't
soda.
Like, I don't drink Coke. Yeah, I know. We have lots of different Cokes, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, whatever. You do have that when you are here. Now, the last few years, I've definitely seen a drop off in the number of places where they do use Coke as the de facto word for soda or soda pop. So you might not see it too often, but occasionally you will. So I just want to give you that heads up.
Soda.
Is, if you're going to meet up with Southerners to have a drink, whether it's a Coke or a beer or whatever, is you got to realize is don't expect the Southerners to be on time. There's definitely a much...
What? What? Me personally, I show up like an hour to 30 minutes early something. My family is pretty on time. Some of them are really bad time, and everyone in my family hates them for that. It's what? Southerners aren't like late to things. I mean, they're impatient. They'll get somewhere early and then want to be let in early, but we're not late. If there's a time, reasonable people will be there on time. Unless they're bad at time. Huh?
More laissez-faire attitude with time here in the South.
A
And
what?
as Jocelyn will tell you,
A
look,
what
with this kind
attitude?
of humidity, how's my hair going to dry? You know, these kind of things. It takes a little bit more time. Or Jocelyn will tell me, hey, I've got to get my face on. Look, the thing is time is very relevant here. So if you're setting up a time, hey, let's meet at 8 o'clock. They might not be there till 8:30 or something like that, or later.
Well, then set
And
it up
don't
at
worry if they write,
8:30.
she's like, oh, we're on our way, and that means like I'm getting in the shower.
I can't stand that. I can't stand people like that. I can't stand people who do that. I hate that so much. People who say they're on their way, but they're not, annoy me so much. Because I have to be the first person everywhere. I can't stand people waiting on me. But if someone makes me wait, I would rather not talk to them ever again if they made me wait like that. I would hate you if you did that to me.
Okay, so the more time you spend here, you'll realize that, yeah, on time, not always a thing to expect to have here.
Yes, it
now,
is.
Going back to that drinky kind of thing, another thing you need to know is when you get tea here, don't think your tea is going to be unsweetened, okay? In the South, you drink sweet tea, period, end of story. Unsweetened tea belongs in one place, down a drain, all right? So if you're gonna get tea, it's gonna be sweet tea, all right? And
Yeah.
it's really good. And don't think that sweet tea is tea plus sugar. No.
I mean,
no.
it
For all my
basically
friends,
is.
you go to a restaurant in the north and you ask for sweet tea, they say, oh, I have sugar packets with the tea. You're like, no, that's not the same thing, all right? So,
'Cause you
so
boil
don't
it
expect
with it
unsweetened
and
tea when
stuff.
you're here. What I think is if you're looking at food, honestly, if you're gonna be coming to the South, don't bring tight clothes,
Oh,
or at least bring a
I
belt
want
with a
that.
couple extra loops on it, because you're gonna eat so much when you're here, because there's so much
Oh,
good
banana
food,
pudding.
from the fried chicken, the biscuits, the grits, oh my god,
Grits
the
suck.
barbecue, there's so
Grits
much
are so
fantastic
gross.
food that, yes, you will get quite big when you are here. I mean, I'll show you a picture of before I started coming to the South, and this is what I look like now, okay?
I knew
So-
it. I knew it. I knew it. He's not Southern. He's not Southern. I knew it. My Southern senses knew it. I knew it. That's why I don't agree with him. That's why. Now it all adds up. Don't bring tight clothes. Bring a size up, because you will fit it by the time you come back. I knew there was a reason. He doesn't get the true Southern experience. He doesn't understand how much we hate people coming to our towns. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't get how fake Southern hospitality is.
Heads up with that, so don't forget a bit more room in your clothing when you are here. Now, my next stones kind of focus on some misconceptions of Southern food. No, they don't fry everything, but they do fry a lot. But honestly, my biggest stone would be that, look, don't think that barbecue goes on the grill. The grilling things you grill on your barbecue at home is hot dogs and burgers and steaks. Barbecue here in the South is smoked meat, whether it is, of course, a Boston butt, oh my god, pulled pork is fantastic, or you're having brisket or whatever. You have the smoked meat that's been on there for hours and hours, and it makes it all
so
succulent
hungry.
and juicy, and it's so good. And that's why when you're in the South, you're eating barbecue all over the place. Because the thing is, if you're thinking that barbecue is just grilled meat, think about it. If you put a steak or any kind of meat on your grill straight on the flames for 7 hours, you know what you'd have? Charcoal, okay? It's not the same thing. So don't think barbecue is on the grill.
I'm so
it's in a
hungry.
smoker, just sucking in all those flavors. So definitely get barbecue when you are here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Another don't I have for you actually dealing with those barbecue thing is, don't be surprised if the barbecue sauce you have varies from state to state. So here in Georgia, we have sweet barbecue sauce, right?
It tastes
but if you go to
so
South
good, though.
Carolina, it's like a barbecue-based
so good.
barbecue sauce. If you go to North Carolina, it's
It
a
tastes-
vinegar-based
I want that.
barbecue sauce. If you go to Memphis, well, Memphis, they use a dry rub on their ribs. And so you have all these different kinds of barbecue you can have. I mean, I was in
Mac and
Alabama, and oh
cheese.
my God, I had some fantastic ribs when I was there. And here in Savannah, I'm doing the pulled pork, and I mean, you just
I
have all
want
these different
pork.
variations.
So
So don't
bad.
think, oh, I'm doing a Southern tour. We had barbecue in North Carolina.
As soon as I'm done today with this stream, I'm gonna go down in my kitchen and get me some ham and cheese. Oh, Oof.
I don't need to have it again.
I
You
want my
should, because
pork.
it will be different in each place you go. And one thing that kind of goes along with the regional differences in the barbecue is also don't think that all the South is the same. I mean, if you're going to Atlanta, it's a very different experience than coming here to Savannah or going to Charleston, which is very different than going to New Orleans or Natchez in Mississippi, or going to Memphis versus Nashville or Knoxville, or going to the Outer Banks and these kind of things. You have a lot of different kind of regional differences in the South, whether it's geography, whether it's people, whether it's food and cuisine and stuff like that.
Yeah, going to the small town versus the capital is obviously gonna be a different experience.
And yes, different types of barbecue that are out there. So don't think it's all the same. And don't think, well, I went to Atlanta, I saw the South. No, you saw part of the South. So go and explore more of
Don't
it.
skip out on Waffle House. Skip Waffle House, please. Skip Waffle House. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. It's for locals only. You'll get your ass beat. Don't go in a Waffle House.
Have for you has to do with that beautiful Spanish moss you see behind me. See it just kind of dripping down there. Oh, it is so cool. And you want to go and grab
You
some.
mean the willow
like,
tree?
oh, should I wear it as a shawl? Look, my don't for you is, so you're in the coastal part of the South and you see Spanish moss, don't touch it. There's little buggies in there. There's little chiggers in there that will bite you and bite you and bite you.
Is
And
that
they
not a
can itch you
willow
and stuff
tree?
like that. So don't try to make your own. I'm going to be Mark Walters picture and stuff it in your shirt so you get a big belly like me. Don't do that, okay? Because that stuff, man, you'll be like, can't make it stop. And that's more, I mean, most people would know to do that, not to do that. But I have seen a lot of kids, they'll go and start playing with it, and their parents don't realize it. So I want to make sure you know, don't play with the Spanish moss. Now, a fashion don't I have for you, and I know I am not the person to listen to about fashion, and that's okay, is if you're a tourist, don't worry if you feel underdressed. Look, here in the South, you can, I mean, there's fashion, all fashion is acceptable here. You'll see people wearing flip-flops and G-strings, and you'll see people wearing their Southern gentleman best and their seersucker suits. You'll see that. And the thing is, though, if you go, for example, you go to a football game in Georgia, guess what? You'll see people in heels. We were at the grocery store at Publix, and people are doing their grocery shopping in heels. It's not an uncommon thing. So don't feel that you have to dress up that nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, people will be appreciative of it, but you don't have to dress up that nice when you are here.
Be appreciative. Who cares what you wear to go to the store except yourself or the people that go with you? Who cares? I hate that so much. When I was younger, I would get into so much trouble because I loved wearing sweatpants and like a t-shirt or something to go to Walmart. I'm not about to dress up to go to some random store. I'm gonna be comfortable. It's not a fashion show. Who cares?
Another don't in the South is don't mess with the mayonnaise. And in the South, you got two great mayonnaise. The best is Duke's. This is what you always want to get.
Bullshit.
Blue Plate, also very much an
Bullshit.
acceptable kind of thing. Not Miracle.
Whatever's the
No, never
cheapest
that.
is the
But
best.
Duke's, Blue Plate, you'll be good to go, and you'll get it on all kinds of stuff. Now, another Southern food I want to give you a don't for are grits, okay? And my thing is, don't think grits are just for breakfast. Because when you see
disgusting.
grits, they look like a cream of wheat or an
They are disgusting. They smell horrible. The texture's awful. It's grits suck. I mean, they're kind of pajama pants, but I don't wear them as pajamas. They're just cozy.
oatmeal or a porridge kind of thing. But the thing is, they do look like that, but they're actually made out of.
My grandmother used to eat those so much they stunk up the entire kitchen. Grits are disgusting.
Hominy. If you're not sure what hominy is, it's like a corn derivative, so you do have that. But the thing is, you look at it, you think, oh, this is going to be like a porridge. It's only for breakfast.
It's disgusting.
Oh, no.
It's
Grits are
disgusting.
good any time of the day.
No,
can have
they're
normal
good
plain grits
never.
or cheese grits, which is always
No.
good. My personal favorite, if you're looking for something like a lunch or a dinner thing, shrimp
Opinion
and grits. Oh my God, it is
invalid.
so good. So don't think
Opinion
grits are
invalid.
just for breakfast. It may look like it, but
You're
it
not
so
a Southerner.
isn't. And going
Opinion
along with
invalid.
that, don't think biscuits are the same here as well. Because biscuits in the South, there's a different kind of flour they use. So make sure if you get a chance to grab some biscuits whenever you can, because oh my God, they are so good. Seriously,
I got a
Don't pass
homemade
up the food in the
recipe.
South. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is so good, from the fried chicken to the
Bacon.
pecan pie to, oh my God,
I
anything
wonder
you
if
have
I
here
wonder if there's
is
bacon in the
awesome. And
fridge.
thing is,
I'm so
if you're going
hungry.
to cities like Savannah, you'll have traditional Southern cuisine, you know, collars and stuff like that. But you also have newer kind of fusion kind of Southern food, so you can have all kinds of great mixes. Now, another thing you should know is when you come to the South, I know when people come from around the world to come visit the U.S., we have a very popular sport here in the U.S. we call football, or you might call American football. And here in the South, it's like a religion. People love their SEC football. They have their Georgia Bulldog shirts on, or their Alabama, the Crimson Tide, or LSU, or whatever. They really love their football in the South, okay? And so if you're going to make this thing, oh, it's boring, soccer's better, or basketball's better, just don't. Just don't. I'm telling you right now, it is not worth the headache of the discussion, because they love their football here. They're super passionate about it. And don't pass up the chance to go to a football game on a Saturday in the fall, because it'll be a great experience, not just for the game, but don't miss out on tailgating.
I don't want to stand around a bunch of drunk people. I want to get drunk on my own.
Drinking beer with your buddies and stuff like that. It's a whole experience, and you'll see that, wow, why is it on the Saturday, it's from 3 till 6, the city was empty? Oh, because the Georgia Bulldogs were playing, and so everybody in town was watching the game. You do have that when you are here. And I guess another...
After September, maybe. Whenever I'm 21. Maybe I'll set up a goal. Because whenever I turn 21, I'm going drinking. I'm going ham.
I'll give you is when you're preparing
I have
for
a
that
very
tailgate
addictive
and you're going to the grocery
personality.
store or the grocery. When you get yourself, you know that little thing you fill up with all the groceries, that thing you push around. Don't call it a cart here. It's called a buggy. All right, it's a buggy you push around. And my last don't for you is don't skip out on visiting the South. You will fall in love with it.
No, you
amazing
won't.
Architecture, amazing people,
No.
tons of beautiful towns to visit. You go to Natchez, Mississippi, on the Mississippi River, and see all the homes there, or visiting New Orleans and seeing the history there and the Creole culture, or maybe you're heading up to Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is, or you're heading through Alabama, or you're coming here into Savannah, Georgia, going to Charleston, or hitting Atlanta, the mega metropolis of the South, going up to Asheville for amazing beer, or hitting the Outer Banks. There's so much great things to enjoy in the South, and you really want to go and explore.
No.
And that's why I tell people, don't try to see the whole U.S. Pick a region and focus on that. And the
Pick New York. Go to New York.
South is a great region to see, because you can drive around lots of places. The roads are good because there's no freezing and thawing.
What the fuck did you just say?
The whole U.S., pick a region and focus on that. And the South is a great region to see, because you can drive around lots of places. The roads are good because there's no freezing and thawing, so the highways stay even.
Have you... I know you're physically in the South. How do you say that in the South? That the roads are decent and there's no freezing and thawing? I remember it snowed in like the main the city, and for months the snow and ice had messed up the highway so bad there were potholes on the whole thing, and it took them months to fix it. Every southern back road has potholes you could sit in. What do you mean the roads are so good? The roads are some of the worst I've ever seen. What?
Which is awesome, and you really, really love it, because the people, they care about their cities, they care about their towns, they have a very much pride in those places.
Yeah, and they don't want people coming in those places and ruining it.
So they want to share that with the tourists like.
No, they don't. They hate the tourists coming and moving here. They hate it.
You, like me, so you will fall in love with places like that. And we really appreciate all of your support, whether it's in following, or it's in liking, or it's in subscribing.
The only good road in America is the one that hasn't been built. That's the only one. The one that doesn't exist. But if you agree with me, disagree with him, or something, vice versa, let me know down below. And until next time, subscribe. Until next time, well, bye-bye. I lied right there. I could tell he's not a real Southerner. You can't have those opinions and base a Southerner. No. How much do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 2 hours. Okay, let's keep going. And another video by him. I don't know if I can handle it at least in a row, because my stomach is growling so bad. So maybe I'll eat, do some stuff, and then come back, because I'm not sleeping tonight. I am pulling the second all-nighter in a row. I'll be up for 50 hours, probably. So, let's go to the next video. Wow. But yeah, in a video or two, I may need to just pause and then come back and do a different set of videos, because this is too much American for this American. I need to spice it up with something else. Maybe some more Pars, or some Fire Department Chronicles. Maybe something like that later. But my stomach is begging for some food, especially with what I'm about to witness. Wow. Okay. Hello, Pumpkin. Hello, YouTube. My name is Mystic, and welcome back to Mystic Reacts. Today, we are gonna see what every tourist should eat in the South, and your resident Southern Bat will tell you if these are real things you should eat, or if it's not worth it. Let's see if these are the true best foods to eat in the South. Traditional Southern food. Let's get into it. Hiccups.
Hey there, fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're back talking about some of the fantastic food you can have in America.
Hell
today
yeah.
what we're going to focus on is food in the South. Now, we're here in Savannah, Georgia, the hostess city, and we just had a magnificent lunch with the boys and Jocelyn and I. We had fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, sweet tea, lemonade, cobbler, all kinds of great food when you do come here. And so I want to give you an idea of the things you should eat when you do come to the South, because my goodness, for overall food pop, the South is the place to go in the U.S. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, though, is you can tell it's a pretty hot one out here today, so you're probably going to get thirsty. So we're going to start with the drinks this time. And what you should know is here in the South, you drink sweet tea, okay? Not
I
tea
don't.
with sugar. Oh, no. That is something different, okay?
Soda.
Sweet tea is the quintessential
caffeine
Southern
water.
drink. When you come down here, when you go someplace, you just ask for tea. It will be sweet.
What the
because
fuck?
if you talk to a Southerner,
Somehow I got the thing splashed in my eye. Well, that's fine. Okay.
when you go someplace, you just ask for tea. It will be sweet. Because if you talk to a Southerner, the only good place for unsweet tea is down the drain, okay? So sweet tea is a must when you're here. And if you don't like sweet tea, well, there's also lemonade. That's another big one when you're here. And that's two of the best ways to beat the heat when you are here in the South.
Sprite.
Also, Coke is a really big thing here. And you might notice when you go around the U.S., sometimes they'll say, oh, what kind of soda do you like? Or what kind of pop do you like? Or what kind of soda pop do you like?
Soda.
In the South, sometimes you'll just hear, hey, what kind of Coke do you want? Well, like, I don't want Dr. Pepper. Okay. You know, it's just Coke is another way to say soda when you are down here. Now, if you're looking for a bit more of a adult version of your drink when you come here, remember the three things we like to drink here in the South: beer, bourbon, and whiskey with an E on it, okay? So those are three things most kind of alcoholic drinks you're going to have when you're down here. And the thing is, one of the southern drinks that people like to get is a mint julep. And the thing is, if you like bourbon, go for it.
Yeah,
if
beer,
you do not like bourbon,
not my
realize
style.
that it's like a glass
Whiskey,
of bourbon
not my style.
with a little bit of like a little tiny bit of simple syrup, like a sweetener, and some mint leaves, and that's
I
what
like
it is. So it's a really
wine
powerful pop of bourbon.
and
So if you're not a
fruity
big bourbon fan, maybe try a different drink out there. I know Jocelyn was a waitress down here in Savannah for a number of years, and people from the north would come down and be like, hey, I want a mint julep, and she's like, you know, you might want to try something else because it is an acquired taste. So I just want to give the heads up for you for that. So those are your drink options. Now the thing is, if we're going to start off our day, you want to start off your day right with a good breakfast. And here in the South, you will eat breakfast very well. And actually, there's bunches of just breakfast restaurants.
The most American meal probably be biscuits and gravy, white gravy, bacon, and maybe fried potatoes is what I would say me and my roommates eat probably the most. Is that
are just open for breakfast. You go there, yes, for the pancakes and the biscuits and gravy and the grits and the eggs and bacon and these kind of things, and you will have those.
Grits
and that's like a quintessential part of eating in the South, is having a really big breakfast, or at least one of the days you're here, go to one of those breakfast places, have biscuits and gravy. And I talk about, you know, biscuits now, they're very important in Southern cuisine, whether it's a side dish, whether it's a breakfast, whether it's something with a meal. Biscuits are amazing here in the South because the flour is a bit different. So even if you have biscuits in the North, they will be very different here in the South, okay?
Yeah.
So definitely have that. But
we don't
biscuits
really
and gravy
use
are great, but
yeast
probably
for them, I
the
don't
quintessential Southern breakfast food is grits. Yeah, I know that you might have oatmeal or cream of wheat or something like that. It's like related to those things, but it's made out of hominy, which is a kind of corn. And so when you have that,
Opinion
you can have it
invalid.
for breakfast, but you can have it for lunch, dinner, all
Opinion
kinds of
invalid.
times. But that is one of the key
I
things, is
disagree.
having that bowl of grits with your eggs and bacon. Always important to have bacon when you're here, or your pancakes and stuff like that, okay? I will add a little something on that breakfast one. If you are in New Orleans, you've got to go and get yourself a beignet, the fried donuts you have there with the powdered sugar.
look
It's a
good.
must when you're in New Orleans, but you'll see those kind of
want
fried
that.
donuts at lots of places.
I
if you're
want
looking for a
that.
quick breakfast here in the South and you see a Krispy Kreme donut and
Krispy
the red
Kreme.
sign is flashing open,
Hell yeah.
stop. Get a dozen of their hot donuts. Believe me, you'll thank me later. You might say, well, I want to try some of these other ones. No. Krispy Kreme original, when they're hot or they're warm, you're gonna
Original's
love it. So
basic.
definitely have that when you're looking at your breakfast.
Original's basic. Get the lemon-filled powdered donuts. Those are the best. The lemon-filled powdered donuts. Those ones are Mystic approved. Those are the best ones. Those are good too, but try a lemon-filled. Those are good. Those are so good.
So you finish your breakfast. Well, now we're out and about. We're exploring. We might want a snack. And my quintessential snack of the South are hot boiled peanuts. Oh, man.
I don't
This
like
is
peanuts.
something.
I don't
The
like
first time I
peanuts.
came down here, I went with Jocelyn. She was living here.
Not
I went to
Southern.
the Piggly Wiggly, the grocery store by her house. And I went in and they handed me this styrofoam cup full of wet peanuts. And they're hot. I'm like, what is this? They're like, oh, it's boiled peanuts. I'm like, oh, okay, what do I do? I'm like, oh, eat them. So I just pop 'em in my mouth, shoot up, and swallow them back. That was kind of tough. And Jocelyn goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. They're hot-boiled peanuts. They're soft. What do I do? Look, hot-boiled peanuts, they take these green peanuts that are in the shell, and they boil them with some spices and stuff. Oh, man, and the peanuts really suck that flavor in
I don't
the
like
water.
peanuts.
And then when it's after it's been boiled for a long time, they get so soft. And what you do is you take one, you kind of suck it in your mouth and pop it, and then you open it up like a normal peanut shell, and then you eat the insides. And the peanuts actually inside will be soft. and they are so good. And the thing is, you don't find them everywhere, but you'll find them maybe at a gas station,
Never
or
seen
if
them
there's a
in my
bake
life.
shop, or sometimes the grocery store kind of things. You will find those, but yes, having a plastic bag of boiled peanuts while you're going down the highway, man, that is some snack you have to have when you're here.
I've never seen it in my life.
Now, some other things I want to talk about is, look, you want to go have lunch. You want to have your main meal of the day, right? And so the main meals you're going to have when you are here in the
hot
South,
dog.
yes, fried chicken. They call it fried chicken down here, but if you travel everywhere around the U.S., they say Southern fried chicken. Look, fried chicken in the South is phenomenal. That is
what
one thing
else would you
have to have
call
when you're
it?
down here, because it is way better than things
Yeah.
you have anywhere else. Don't get me wrong, I love my mom's fried chicken, but man, I come down to the South. Sisters of the New South, I go there every time we come. Oh my God, their fried chicken is so good, but you'll have that amazing fried chicken here. But the thing is, there's a lot of other dishes
I've never
you can
had
have.
chicken and
if you're in New
waffles,
Orleans, you go to
but
the
I
Louisiana
can't
area, you
imagine
have
how good it
jambalaya
is.
and gumbo, kind of these stews with rices and stuff like that, and sausages and meats. You have those things. But probably the quintessential, I know I keep using that word a lot, but for some reason that's in my head today. Probably the most
Quintessential
popular thing to have from the
quintuplets.
South is barbecue. And one of the things with barbecue is a lot of people think, oh, barbecue, you mean the grill outside? They grill the meat? No, no, no. Barbecue is smoked meat, okay? And it could be, brisket, it could be pork, pork, beef, chicken, whatever. They smoke it for hours, like 7-8 hours. They're smoking it there, so the ribs, the meat will fall off the bone. It's so good. The pulled pork, the pork is falling apart, so they shred that up. You have that in a pulled pork sandwich. Or
I
by
want
itself,
that.
and you will
I
have
want
that. And it's just an amazing thing to have, because barbecue
I
places
want
are
that.
popular around the U.S. But when you come to the South, it
Please.
is a different kind of culture, and that's the thing is, the food culture in the South isn't just about food. It's about the culture of eating here in the South, spending hours hanging out with your friends, talking to them, eating with them, drinking with them.
You don't
That's
spend
how it
time
works
with your
down here.
friends.
And barbecue is a great
You're too
example
busy
of
working
something
blue
that brings
collar.
everybody together to share some great stuff. Burnt ends, oh my goodness, it's fantastic. And there's all kinds of other main dishes you can have aside from barbecue. Chicken and dumplings, oh my goodness. You get kind of like the biscuity stuff with the chicken together in this kind of stew kind of thing. Oh, it is so good. Or you can go out and have seafood when you are here, whether it is shrimp
I
or
like shrimp.
oysters. Oh, if you can get to go to an
I
oyster
like
roast that's in
oysters.
season, it's phenomenal. If you're looking for a sandwich when you're here, get an oyster po' boy or a shrimp po' boy. Oh my
No.
goodness, it's like fried shrimp or fried oysters on top of a sandwich. Oh my God, it is so good in a big like baguette kind of thing. Oh man, you can't pass that up when you're here. And the thing is, you have so much seafood when you are here. Soft-shell crab, shrimp, oysters, fish, flounder,
Bacon is
grouper,
good.
all kinds of great fish you can have here in the South. If
I
you're
like-
looking for
I
your
like
shrimp,
popcorn
shrimp
shrimp.
and grits. Hey, bring those grits into dinner
Blech.
time. You're gonna love it.
Leave
and one of the
the
things I
grits
really
at
like to
home.
do, you have something special here
Keep
in
them at the
Savannah,
store.
Low
Actually,
Country.
don't buy
They have a
them.
low country boil, which is shrimp and sausage and potatoes and corn, all cooked together with spices. You dump it out on the table. You eat from there. Louisiana, you have a crawfish boil or a crayfish boil, however you want to say it. You have that. There's so many great meals you can have here that it's hard for me to list them all, because you will do fine, whether it's ribs, or it's barbecue or whatever. There's really great main dishes when you are here. And the thing is, you might want to say, well, okay, the main dishes are great, but what about what comes on the side? Because those are the things that really
Mac
can
and
really shine in
cheese,
the South.
potatoes,
well, some of the really big
gravy.
ones, mac and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese. Oh my God, you can't pass that up if you get a
Potatoes.
chance to have that. Yes, you have your mashed potatoes and
Pudding.
gravy kind of stuff, but red beans and rice is
Beans.
another great side. If you're looking for some vegetables, collard greens. It's like a
Blech.
leafy vegetable that they'll saute with a little bit of
Blech.
bacon. Oh my God, it's to die for.
Blech.
Coleslaw, shredded cabbage, and it'll
Blech.
either be like in a vinegar sauce or a mayonnaise sauce. These kind of things.
Yes, mac and cheese is so good. I have a personal, this might be a bit of a weird mixture, but macaroni and cheese with fried apples, eat it together, combine it. It's good. At least in my opinion, that the sweetness of the fried apples and the savory cheesiness of the mac and cheese, so good. And another thing is putting barbecue sauce on mac and cheese. Super good. Super good. Honestly, anything you eat, it's better with barbecue sauce. Any southern thing, whether it's bagels or mac and cheese, put barbecue on it at least once. Barbecue on pizza, barbecue on garlic bread, barbecue on toast. Everything, put barbecue on it.
Also super good. The ones my kids love the most for the sides that are out there, you bring your biscuits back, right? You got your biscuit on the side, you have that. Or
Biscuit
you'll have
and
cornbread, which is, it's a bread made out of corn. You just pick a little bit off, eat that
Cornbread
while you
tastes
go.
awful.
A very popular dish they kind of put on the side when you go there.
Cornbread's
And the
for
thing
old people.
You can eat these things all day long, but
It's for
we
old
can't
people.
stop just with our corn and our cornbread and our biscuits.
Grits,
There's
grits and cornbread is just old people food because their dentures can eat it. It's just old people food, and it tastes bland or awful.
Sides you
The
want to try
texture's
when
so
you
bad.
are here. Now, if the cornbread and biscuits aren't enough to you, there's another kind of a bready kind of thing you can have when you're here as a side, and they're called hush puppies. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking that kind of cornmeal, cornbread kind of stuff. You're not baking it. What you're doing is you're coating it, and then you're frying it up. You serve that a lot of times with fish and fish dishes. Oh, it is just
don't like
awesome down
those.
here. And you really should know. Like, people talk about the holy trinity of cooking and stuff like that. For me, the holy trinity of cooking in the South, mayonnaise, either Duke's or Blue Plate, not
Nope,
Hellman's, okay?
whatever's cheap.
2, bacon, and 3, it's fried, okay? You do have that. Now, what are some other things you want to have when you're here? If you're looking at desserts, because my
Gravy.
God, cobbler and pie here in the South is a
Apple
fantastic
pie,
dessert
pumpkin
option.
pie,
But the thing is, if you have
banana
pie
pudding.
or cobbler and there's fruit in it, you can also double that as a side, and then you can have like peach cobbler for a side with your fried chicken, and then have a piece of key lime pie for dessert.
Oh,
That
key
is how it
lime.
works here, okay?
Yes, yes,
But if
key
you're looking for
lime.
traditional desserts, like I said, pies and cobblers
Banana
are very
pudding.
popular things here.
Banana
Obviously, a
pudding.
peach cobbler, which is basically like the crust kind of
Apple
runs
pie.
through the glob of stuff where the pie is
sweet,
encased. The pies
marshmallow
are popular here.
marshmallow.
Key lime pie, it's obviously a
Uh,
lime pie, which is really nice. Mississippi mud pie, if you like kind of like a
sweet potato-
crumbly,
sweet potato,
chocolatey, gooey pie,
marshmallow
that's another
stuff.
good one here. But the thing is any kind of
Oh,
fruit
chocolate
pies, whether it's
pie.
apples or cherries or whatever, you will have a lot
Fried
of homemade
apples.
pies and cakes when you're here. So do experiment with some of those. Have that dessert, because even though you'll be so full, the desserts just kind of top things off. If you're looking for kind of like a snacky dessert thing, you have moon pies, which are really popular, which is like a
Eh,
marshmallow filling in
I mean,
the
they're
middle, and 2
good.
graham
They're
crackers,
not-
and then it's covered in chocolate. That's one of
You've
the ones
never
my
had a
kids always get when we
pie?
come down here. We'll pick them up at the gas station or at the
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie, apple pie, chocolate pie, key lime pie. So good, so tasty. Pumpkin pie, obviously, is my favorite. It's my character design. Pumpkin pie with whipped cream.
store just so the kids have some, and it's a nice snack
Moon
for the kids
pies are
and for
good,
the adults as
but,
well.
like,
And there are
they're
other kind of
kinda
desserts you
mid.
might have.
They're not-
Banana pudding's very popular.
Oh,
But I think probably the most important one to have is pecan pie.
Ugh.
When you come here to the South, you'll see
I don't like
pecans all
nuts.
over the place. These nuts, dude, you're gonna eat them a lot, and it might be made
Ugh.
into a praline, which is like the nuts and sugar
Let's
all
go.
mixed together, kind of snack
Pumpkin
candy.
pie.
But having a piece of pecan pie,
Blech.
which is pecans on top and then a gooey
Blech.
goodness and the pie shell on the bottom.
Mm.
That is the piece of pie you really should have when you
No.
do come to the South. And it
No.
is phenomenal, okay?
No.
And we're going to finish
Blech.
off with the starters, actually. And if you're looking at things you might want to start with or snack on when you do come here, yes, there are a lot of
Bread rolls.
fried things you want
Texas
to have.
bread
But probably
rolls.
the best fried one, fried green tomatoes.
Eh,
Green
no.
tomatoes are young tomatoes, so they're firm, and they coat them in a
No.
batter and fry them. Oh, it's a must. Or you might have fried okra, that kind of slimy
Blech.
vegetable they slice up and fry it. That's
Blech.
also really good. Other starters you might have chicken wings. We all love those
Yes.
around the U.S. That's also very popular. If you're on the coast, you might have buffalo shrimp, like fried shrimp or something like that to start off with. Maybe some
Oh,
deviled
yeah.
crab or deviled
yeah.
eggs, which is boiled
Eh.
eggs. Then you take the middle, grind it up with mayonnaise, of course, and some
I
other
don't like
stuff.
I don't
and put it
like the
back in there, and
middle.
you eat that. Oh, it is just amazing. Another fried starter my son really likes, my oldest one, fried pickles. Little pickle
Eh.
slices. They fry them up. You eat them
Mm.
like that. Oh, you can't pass that up. And of course, you always have your biscuits, or the cornbread might actually come as a starter
Biscuits and
instead of an
gravy.
appetizer. And the
Yes,
thing
yes.
is, I'm only giving you a few suggestions of some of the food you can have here in the South.
I'm so
There's tons of
hungry.
regional differences. So if you're going to North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, wherever, Texas, wherever you're going, they're going to have different stuff they focus on. And so make sure you ask when you go there. Yes, in New Orleans, jambalaya and gumbo and beignets. Here in Savannah, a low country boil and barbecue, you have that. And so you have these regional differences, and make sure you kind of exploit those when you go there to see those things. And sometimes it's just the sauces that are different. If you're looking at barbecue, if you get North Carolina barbecue sauce, it's like a vinegar-based one. South Carolina, it's mustard-based. Here in Georgia, it's very sweet. And you have these regional differences that you really should take advantage of when you travel in the South, because there's so much to see, so much beauty and so many wonderful people, but also so much wonderful food to have. So remember your manners. You come here to eat all the food. Don't start eating until everyone sits down. You
I definitely eat on my own, so I don't care about that rule. But I want to eat so bad now. I want a hot dog real bad. But YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye-bye. What? I want to eat. I want to go eat. I mean, I've got 7 videos now. That's definitely plenty. I want to have pork. I want to go have my pork. Okay. I think for now, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna eat. I might edit or draw or something, and then I'll come back eventually. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. If I show up, I show up. But, yeah. Hopefully I'll be back soon. I'm gonna go eat like a true American. Probably a hot dog and some ham. Yeah. So, until next time. Bye. 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 Bye-bye. I'm so hungry. My stomach is growling. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. I will not get sleep. I am 30-something hours awake, and I am not tired. I want to be productive and do stuff. So, no sleep till 24 hours from now. Bound down. So, I'll see y'all later after I eat and maybe stretch and do some stuff. Yeah. Until next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Dun 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 dun. Wah.